I haven't done any of that.
It's time. Whenever we're prepared.
I guess so.
Yes.
I hope so.
I'm good.
I have my lucky dice that I'm never going to use.
Alright. So I'm going to play a recap. It's about 4 minutes, I believe, this time. I posted a shorter version in the recaps channel on the Discord. So, here we go. Previously, on Secrets of Ebbon, Rosetta confronts Lucian on the copying of her outfit. They find out that they are quite similarly when it comes to whom they trust. After a little changeling antics, they hatch a plan to do something as Diviner Saurus is led away from his office by Theta. Eventually, Lucian breaks into Diviner Saurus' office, unwittingly alerting him to his presence. Reva goes to Exarch Valia asking for a book about things that can change shape. This leads her to the Great Library, where she learns more about changelings and their nature. She is tracked down by Rosetta, who tries to convince her to go see Diviner Saurus by themselves, under the guise of them not trusting the others. They also share a bit about their drives and ideals with each other. Theta and Diviner Saurus' conversation in the Church of Remembrance turns toward the corruption of the High Diviner and the Crypt of Corruption. Theta reveals that they have recovered both Purity and Corruption's half-orbs in the Crypt. The nature of the Church's future, the location of Void Hope Citadel, the destruction of a bridge, and Shaper's return to grace are also discussed. Meanwhile, Lucian is changing into Diviner Saurus' robes, and decides to live like him for a while. He is asked to roll initiative. The view shifts back upstairs during Theta and Saurus' conversation about the Abyssal and the High Church. The conversation ends by Saurus teleporting to his office where he catches Jin red-handed. After an embarrassing exchange between Jin and Saurus regarding being a changeling, ties to the High Church and how he can redeem himself, Jin is narrowly able to escape Saurus' ire, if only to change masters temporarily. A new exarch named Tullowin is revealed, and he meets Jin shortly after his conversation with Saurus. Theta, meanwhile, has a brief moment in the belfry of the Church of Remembrance, and Jin shares an awkward exchange with Reva. Reva speaks privately about a duel at the gala, the nature of the half-orbs, and the fact that Jin is a changeling. Theta waits patiently for a visit from the High Diviner. They have a long conversation about Theta's future in regards to the Church of Remembrance, learning that if he wants to be a part of the worship of Shaper, he must form his own. The High Diviner is alive because Natalia saved him from Shaper's corruption, and the reason that his corruption was not messy is because Shaper was whole when he corrupted him. Theta finds out that to learn the location of Void Hope Citadel, he must plead with Natalia. The High Diviner asks Theta nicely to listen to Natalia when it comes to Shaper's imprisonment. Also, Pizza Party. Rosetta reads a story in her special book about a person named Leia, who made life itself, and then afterwards, souls. Also, she reads part of the history of the Battle of Calm. Reva gathers the party to speak with Saurus, where he spills the beans on Lucian, or whether we should call him Jin now? It is revealed that Jin now works for the church officially, and therefore is a member now. He lets them know that the gala is a pressure cooker, but also that there will be much fun, a duel. Also, everyone learns the plan of uniting the half-orbs at midnight at the night of the gala. Jin shows the party the way to Tullowin, a negative space, timeless feeling set of rooms. Tullowin makes them swear on a leather-bound white book that they must not go against the church in matters of spy and whisper. Also, they are warned not to fuck with him specifically. He shakes hands with everyone. Reva shows him a memory. Rosetta is spared but noticed. Theta is able to avoid his ways, and Lucian is seen for what he is deep down. They are tasked with finding out why the new diviner for the High Church hasn't been picked. The night of the gala is here. Drinks abound and plentiful, although spiked by Rosetta and Jin. Everyone seems to flirt with everyone, and it seems like there is no end in sight. Jin changes into an old identity from his earlier years and introduces herself to Reva as a stranger. Jourdain tasks Jin with killing Frida. Theta, Desmond, and Valia do a little bit of elven square dancing, where Theta gets a chance to touch Desmond's cane, and Theta offers a dance to Jourdain that he can simply not resist, during which Jourdain reveals some information about his colleagues and what they know. Towards the climax of the festivities, Jin begins dancing the night away with Frida, only to lure her with a love potion into the depths of the train station, where after a bit of fun, he brutally kills her by throwing invisible blades into her skull. She tries to fight back with magic missiles, burning him in the attempt, and only gets cut down the very next moment. Jourdain comes down and begrudgingly takes care of the body, shortly joined by Reva and Saurus, who noticed a seismic tremor let off by the magic missiles in a confined space. The session ends as the party is squaring up for a duel, where Exarch Valia announces that one of the duelists will be the one and only Exarch Frida. So we begin.
Did we roll initiative last session?
Any questions?
Nope.
Don't think so.
Before we start, you see below you a large rectangular building, with lines of iron and wood stemming from both sides of it. It is a glistening star. Far below you, people are talking and dancing. Suddenly, they all leave the middle of the large room, beneath the skylight you were watching through. You swoop down to get a closer look. Behind the podium, a tall, winged figure, dressed in black and gold. She seems to be talking. You hear her say, and if Reva would like to repeat her speech from the end of last session, that would be appreciated. If you have that, I'm sorry. I should have told you.
Do I have it? I'm not sure.
I think I have something that you sent me.
Yeah, it might be somewhere up there.
Here.
Fuck.
Copy. That's what you sent me.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So Reva's speech is here we are today, those of the Reveil and the High Church all in one place, and all to hopefully put the past behind us. I stand here today as a cleric of Emir, but also as a knight of Oblivescence. My priesthood has given me much throughout my years, as I'm about to show, and she does the whole thaumaturgy thing and whatnot. The whole show. Before she announces, now, let the duel begin.
Please roll initiative. Reva and Lucian.
At the end of last session, you guys can essentially call me Jin now. At the end of last session, I used my psychic whispers to talk to Theta.
Yeah, I remember this.
I just wanted to add a little bit to that before we fight.
Sure.
I'm going to say, Theta, you can speak back to me, by the way, if you ever feel the need to. I have never trusted anybody in my life, but I kind of need to trust somebody right now. Please make sure I don't die. If somehow my changeling nature is revealed, do your best to make sure that I'm not in handcuffs as well when I regain consciousness.
You have my word.
And Lucian begins walking towards the center of the floor. He sees everyone looking hesitantly in his direction. He sees Theta looking cautiously, hoping that his friend lives through this. Make a perception check, Jin.
It won't let me change my initiative. Oh, there we go. Make a perception check. Me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was... I don't know why it's set to advantage. 3!
You think you see something missing, but you probably are just a little bit worked up in the moment.
Something missing from what?
From the crowd.
Oh, okay. Alright. I definitely am worked up, so that makes sense. How big is this area that we're fighting in, and how far away are the people?
You're currently standing in a... Here, I'll just turn on the grid, that way you guys can use it if you want. And I'll just quick sketch a... Oh, did I just close the turn order? Fuck. Well, all we needed to see is that Reva goes first, right?
No.
No, that was Jin. Jin goes first.
Oh, you got a 5. Wait, I read the AC is... Yeah, never mind. So Jin goes first. Sorry.
Yeah. Do you ever want to bring up the turn? I mean, it's not gonna matter about the future. If you ever need to bring up the turn order again, on the side there's like this little timer thing. And you'll be able to bring.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't know how to do that. Sorry.
There you
So
go.
that's about the spot, about the space that they cleared out. there are tables, like right here. Elongated tables, and yeah. And the
And
podium,
how close
the podium
are-
where Reva was standing is right here.
How close are people on the other side of this?
There are people on either side,
Like right up to
basically
the thing?
right up to the thing, yeah.
Okay, are we starting way far away from each other?
Yes.
Should we get situated? Where would I be if I was on that higher, like,
You would
plateau?
be probably back here, around here.
Okay.
Technically, you're off the map. It would be somewhere off to the right a little bit.
You could put me off the map.
Anyway.
Let's get some battle music. I don't know.
Yes, battle music, I agree.
Make it intense.
This is the epic fight of the year. One turn. It's gonna be one turn long.
I mean, hey, you go first, so. But it's alright, I'm kind of going with it. Like, I like initiative, combat order, but as kind of like as just flavor. Reva just kind of like gives like sort of like a bow, if that makes sense. It's kind of like indicating that the challenger goes first.
You see Saras standing right next to the table. He nods in your direction. You have advantage on all wisdom saves, and I think charisma saves. Hold on, I have to read the spell, but yeah, go ahead.
Ooh. Reva?
Yep, in Reva's direction.
Nice.
And you see, off to the side, where Jourdain would be standing, you see a person who you thought you killed. You see Exarch
Ooh.
Frida standing right next to Saras.
Can I roll an insight or a perception or an arcana or something to see if that's not really the right Frida?
Go ahead.
Which
I'll
one
go
do you want me to
Bart.
roll? What should I roll for that?
Insight.
18.
This might be interesting. Hold on.
I didn't fucking kill a fake one, did I? The heck?
Okay. You think something seems different with her, but she seems like Frida. Her clothes seem a lot cleaner, and her hair is very well done.
Okay. Okay. Well, my turn.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Congratulations, Reva.
Her face is unyielding.
Doesn't respond at all.
Nope.
Okay. Just wondering how I want to die. Let's see.
What a great
Hmm.
question.
Yeah, because Lucian isn't a wild.
I'm gonna take my rapier out. You guys have never seen Lucian unsheath his rapier once, ever. And he does, finally. And he's gonna walk till about here. He's gonna hold it out towards Reva, waiting her next move. And I'm gonna end my turn.
Rosetta
All
would
right.
have dreamt about you unsheathing your rapier when she was having that filter of love potion.
Yeah, okay.
I'm uncomfortable.
Okay.
Rhea is going to cast a thing
Oh,
called Shield of Faith.
oh boy.
telepathically say to Theta, "Oh, good God, I hope that isn't Freda. What the fuck?"
I got no fucking clue, bro.
She's currently standing directly across from the open floor to you.
She doesn't look mad yet, so
Is
maybe
she-
fine.
Is she looking at me?
No, actually, she's
Okay.
looking, like, in Saris's general direction.
And do I see Jordan?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Is Jordana changed? Like,
Me too.
You don't
That's
see
what-
Jordan anywhere.
Okay.
Let's see. So Shield of Faith a bonus action, and then so that's concentration, and then and then Reva will step forward. Her shield, and then the Shield of Faith surrounds the shield. So her shield's sort of like this, sort of like midnight glow, sort of. She takes off like she. Like you guys have never seen this weapon before. Like you've seen it with a Warhammer. You can see that she takes out this sort of it's like a long sword. She unsheathes it from the scabbard at her side, and she'll make an attack.
woo! Push him
Should've-
down, Reba!
I should have done my dodge action. I don't know why I didn't, but whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the 4, not the 10.
Oh my goodness, I'm still up!
Nice work.
Good job, bro.
And now it's your turn.
Lucian,
What
go
the
for the
heck?
chink in the armor, alright? Her armpit, perhaps. Just get in there with your knives.
Attack her with my rapier. 17.
Nope.
Yep.
clinks,
Wow.
clinks against her shield. Just bats it away.
You have a 20 AC
Yeah.
Yeah.
at level 5? Or 4,
Yeah.
actually? What the fuck?
Yeah.
You can get a
So-
20 AC at level 1 if you do it
Jesus
right.
Christ.
16 coming from her armor, plus 2 from the normal shield she holds, and then plus 2 from the Shield of Faith.
It's like negative 20 on a stealth roll, though. Thank God you don't gotta do that.
I mean, that's why she's just like a tank. So you guys, if you guys ever needed stealth, she just goes up front.
So, Jin
That's my turn.
takes his rapier and he swings it mightily down and tries to pierce your, I guess, your armor, but your Shield of Faith blocks it, right?
Yeah.
And describe how you killed this man. Go ahead. No, I'm just kidding. You have to attack first.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. She's going to cast Fairy Fire.
What?
Okay.
You fool. Oh no.
Hey, why not? And
Valia
so...
goes, "Ah, look at this!
Nope, that's the wrong radius.
Beautiful.
Mickey Mouse!
It's Mickey Mouse.
So
No,
is
she
that
just like, when she just like guffaws at you doing your magic thing. Very impressed.
Yeah, so each object in a cube within range, so pretty much almost everyone outside the, like, is outlined in, we'll just say, violet light. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast, it fails a dexterity saving throw. Outlined in... It's outlined in life, it fails a dexterity saving throw, any attack roll against an infected creature or
Nice.
object has
Wait,
advantage
no,
if the
bro,
attacker
you
can see it.
fail.
So, which also affects Reva, but so she'll make a dex save. She also fails, so there we go. We're both outlined in violet light. Go ahead, your turn now.
Hey, Lucian,
Goodness.
guess what?
Hmm.
Hold on, one sec. I'm just double checking.
Divinosaurus and Frida, in quotations, both failed their dexterity saving, so they are also.
They seem to have passed it.
Okay, my turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. You attack with advantage.
Whoa! I hit you!
Holy moly.
5. Oh, that is with advantage. Let me just double check if I get
Yeah, you might get a crit.
a crit, which I won't.
Okay, and then I have to
Aye.
make a con save to see if my concentration holds.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait, sorry.
You lost your shield of faith.
Yeah.
Yep.
Concentration.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't read that. Yeah, so she has 18 AC or whatnot.
Okay. Con save of
Um,
10.
Nope.
Very far drops.
Oh shit.
So Reva takes 5.
Roll a natural one and break your longsword of obliviscence. Obliviscence. It's not like that can really happen technically, but that's fine.
So she'll bonus action second wind.
Oh jeez. After like 6 HP?
Why not?
Sure.
Hey, Reva's making this entertaining for people.
He's gonna let me hit her as many times as she can before she deals 3 damage and kills me.
Okay. Can Lorena look around who all who are watching? Like, what are their reactions?
Make a
Why
performance
was
check.
like woo, slash him down, Reva?
Make a performance check, both of you.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. 7.
12, and
They seem somewhat unimpressed.
Raven's kind of playing it up, and Lucian's just like, "Come on, dude, what are you doing? Just finish me."
Damn it, I can't do the thing I want to
well-
do. Never mind.
was actually going to ask if I could add my. Is that an action or something to do that?
Wait, so it's still technically my turn after I hit you, right? So after hitting you, whatever. I'll play it up a little bit. He's just gonna go and run behind you.
Yeah. Also, but real quick, can I? So on the performance check, could I roll a d6 to add my superiority dice? See if it to make that performance check maybe a bit better.
Sure.
You are. Did you multi-class?
A what?
I did 13. Well, 13.
13.
Is this
Probably-
the first everyone's hearing
They
of
seem.
this?
No, I heard of it.
No, they mentioned it last time.
Oh, I didn't
They
know
seem
that for some reason.
mildly impressed. Very mildly. They're like, oh, that's a fight. Look at that.
Your turn, roll.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Just heal him before you hit him.
Alright, I have to do the second thing. 1 second.
Oh, jeez.
Back up to full, baby.
Wow.
Back up to baby. Okay, go ahead. Now it's your turn.
What? You're not even gonna hit me?
No, she'll just wait and see what you're gonna do.
Alright. I will dash to your other side, and I'll hit you with the rapier.
There you go. Go ahead.
Yeah!
Let's go, Lucian!
Killer! Fucking killer! Do it!
Get her ass! Do you use the rule that you roll 2 dice, or do you use the rule that you
roll
roll
2
and then
dice.
double it?
Yeah.
Okay, so
2 dice.
it would be 7 damage.
Yep.
Nice.
And then
Are you
I'm
not
gonna-
proficient?
dash to the other side
it's
of her.
already added. You rolled a fucking 3. Yikes. Oh damn.
I'm swinging. And I'm swinging again, all the way to the other side.
To be fair, max damage was 16.
Yep. And then Reba is going to cast.
Let's do it.
Kill her. Do it.
She'll
Make it
cast
happen.
Guiding Bolt.
Uh-oh.
Or no, wait, actually, no, not Guiding Bolt. Inflict wounds.
I cast-
Non-lethally.
Wait, is that a like to hit spell or is that just like a
That's a to hit.
okay,
Yep, it's a
roll
to
that.
You miss so hard.
What's your AC?
14.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, but it's so she's doing this non-lethally. Like,
So I just
And
I
as
die.
and as the combat was just starting to pick up, you think just for a second that everyone was kind of disappointed in this fight. Please roll a performance check with advantage, Reva.
well, let's see. If I can find it. 12.
12. Everyone looks
Yes.
kind of disappointed in the fight.
Wait. As my eyes slowly close and I fall to the floor, can I roll a performance check and do it very dramatically?
Yes, yes. If you succeed, she'll get +5.
Oh,
There we go.
17. So as he dies, he just lets out a noise. How would you die?
Doesn't pick it up, man.
Fades out of existence.
and I do that whole thing, like where you like it's slow motion and you're like fading out, you know.
And as he dies, he falls to the floor. Everyone screams. They go, "Oh, Reva!" They just all of them cheer your name. Saras, Frida, all of the Exarchs, all of your friends. They seem very, very happy at this victory.
And with that, Reva will kind of like just bows to the crowd for a minute before taking Lucian, or well, Jin or Lucian's hand, like slowly picking like you know how you'd like pick someone up or whatever, and same time she is casting Cure Wounds.
Aww,
Oh no, that's inflicted wounds.
that's
You
Mark
That'd be
2
the
failed
wrong-
that saves.
Just
The
a girl
wrong
boss
one.
building her empire.
Mark 2 failed death saves.
I heal 4. Okay.
You actually heal 7.
Oh, right. Okay.
Modifier.
Cool.
Did a higher level cast.
Oh, damn.
I am back to the exact same health I was when we started this fight.
And
I
that-
pick up Lucian before he falls on his feet.
Oh, do I notice that you used Cure Wounds?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. I would say that like she's like directing like in it like as she's like taking your hand to like help you up for a second. Like her just like glows brightly for a second before dimming. You can notice that some of the wounds on your body are kind of stitching themselves closed.
As you lift me to my feet, I don't let you let go of my hand, and I whisper really quickly, "Holy shit, Cure Wound, you must really love me now." And then I'm gonna raise your hand into the sky, and I'm gonna say, "Reva, ladies and gentlemen!"
Everyone claps, and they seem like they haven't had a show such as this in quite a long time. Frida joins in very boisterously, almost as if she isn't sick.
Okay.
And then Saras goes to motion for you guys to either step away from the podium or back to the crowd.
I am helping Lucian off stage.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
fall into his arms and walk off with him.
Diviner Saras
Wow.
approaches Reva, shakes her hand, and says, "If you would join me on the podium."
I get this
And-
dumbass a seat.
She nods.
And so he takes you to the the podium where Valia and Saris were making, or you and Valia were making a speech. And he says, fights such as these are key, imperative, to developing a trust and camaraderie amongst our fellow warriors. If we are to be enemies, then we surely should be friends first. And then during, the precipice of his beginning speech, Valia comes closer to him and motions to whisper. He ducks his head down because Valia is somewhat shorter than him, about a foot shorter. And his black hair falls over his face in a way that makes him look scary to you, Reva. Valia is whispering and then whispering some more. And when he bends back to stand back up, he looks shaken. He looks in the direction of the High Diviner standing at the foot of a table near the train tracks. And he shakes his head no. Exarch Valia takes... Yeah, go ahead.
Can I make an insight?
Sure.
Sorry, who was shaking their head no at the High Diviner?
Diviner Saris and the High Diviner were making eye contact. Diviner Saris shook his head no.
Okay.
Something is going, not according to plan.
Might be able to take a guess.
Saris takes a step down from the podium and asks Valia, do you mind, could you? And she's like, of course. She stands up on the podium and she holds your hand. Can we get a round of applause for our victor? Can you make an insight check, whoever wants to?
I would love to.
Go ahead. She's fucking hammered.
Which one?
Valia is just
Valia.
hammered.
Okay.
There will now be a slight intermission. Feel free to dance, mingle, and be merry. More festivities will commence afterwards. And then she steps down from the podium and she shakes your hand and she congratulates you.
Raven just nods her head for a second before she's gonna see where Saros went off to.
It looks like he was headed in the direction of the exit, or the main entrance, basically.
Okay. She'll go over there. She'll begin walking over there.
Okay.
Her sword sheath now, so.
Yeah. So everyone looks at you disappointedly as you leave the stand, hoping that you would, make a speech regarding your victory, but nonetheless, you head towards the entrance to follow Diviner Saris. He looks to be walking out the main road. There's about a 50-foot road that leads to the train station from the main road from the square. He looks to be walking back towards the direction of the square, like the main center of the city.
Okay. Yep, she'll keep following. She's not trying to hide her presence or anything.
Yeah. So you're able to catch up with him in, a minute or so. By this time, he's already starting to walk back into the church. He stands on the steps, and he notices you behind him.
She just kind of looks at him questioningly, is everything all right?
It appears there's been a change of plans. Nothing to worry about, just a few columns shifted over. If you would give me a hand, I have a package needs delivering.
Of course.
And so he turns around. He was going into the church, but now he's heading into the library. And that's where we're going to cut for a second.
He's going into my domain.
You have entered the domain. Oh,
You
jeez.
approach.
You stand on the precipice of a small city. The city is called Amdore. Only one of you knows this, because that's who we're viewing. Currently, we're looking over the shoulder of one Wolfsbane. You were told that work can be found for those who want it in the tavern. Also, there is a guild of mercenaries out off to the side of the city. What do you do?
Wait, so I'm in Amdore or Calm?
You
I
are
thought I was starting in Calm.
currently in Amdore.
Okay, guess I'm rolling with that. I'm gonna walk into the city, and before I'll go to the tavern.
Okay. So there is a tavern with Vaseline windows, very, very foggy glass, and a wooden frame. Mainly temporary building, so you think.
Okay.
The population of the city are what might be called dirty. The poor, the wanting, very few starve, but there are some who go without homes and such. On your way to the tavern, you see not one, not two, but nearly 24 half-orcs. A couple dwarves here and there. You enter the tavern, you see pretty much the same mixture. All slave races, from what you can see.
Is there anybody noticeable in the room?
Make a perception check.
Perception. Guess not.
You look around and you don't really see anything other than, the bartender at the counter in the middle of the bar. It's a ovular counter. There are 2 barmaids on either side. Or one on either side.
Okay, after, I presume I had to, duck into the doorway, but after I go in, I'm gonna approach the bar and just kind of lean forward down onto it, I'm on my elbows, and then just kind of signal for one of the barmaids to come over.
Hi, how can I help you?
Well, first, can I get a drink?
Oh, sure thing. Honey, what can I get for you? What kind of drink?
Strongest thing you have and the largest container you have it in.
She slaps a mug, a wooden and iron banded mug on the table, and she pours a viscous brown fluid into the mug. That'll be about 5 copper.
I'm gonna place down a whole gold piece and slide it over, and say, and for the second part, where might a respectable fellow as myself find some work around these parts?
There's always the Mercenaries Guild, but I suppose if you were looking for the special sort of work, I think that guy over there has some stuff to tell you. I'm
gonna pick up the mug and just nod to her, and then make my way over to that dude.
In the corner, at a table by himself, you see a man in a black trench coat and cowboy hat. There's a red feather sticking out of the top right of it, and you think you see a sort of a buckle on the cowboy hat itself. You can't tell what it is, it's just like a silver insignia. You walk closer.
So is he just is he sitting alone in a corner? A booth or something?
He's sitting alone at a corner table. He has a pitcher and then a mug of what you would think would be a beer or ale of some sort.
Okay, I'm gonna just take a sip from my own mug and then take a seat across from him.
How you doing there, feller? You,
I'm doing fine myself. Oh, sorry.
as he breathes out, you don't really think you would have noticed this if you hadn't drank it yourself. It smells like a mixture of the spiced alcohol that you're drinking. But there's also a hint of like a cinnamon sage smell. Maybe like a perfume, something like that. It's a very distinct smell. Make a perception
I'm just
check
gonna
to see
say-
if you notice
perception check,
some other
okay.
stuff about his character.
As I'm doing this perceptioning,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna say, what are you drinking there, friend?
I don't think you need to worry about that. You seem like the type to inquire about a job or two.
Indeed I am. What do you have for me?
So your perception check led you to see a silver buckle on the front of his cowboy hat. It's a skull with a hood over top of it. You don't really think you recognize this? You can make a history check or a religion check.
Okay, out of character. It's
Mhm.
is my guess the greed face?
Yeah. It looks similar to that.
I
without
did
the,
my-
without
I did
the
my-
arrows.
Research, my homework. Okay, so you said history check?
Yes.
Here I was scared of metagaming.
Oh boy. My -1.
It looks like a religious symbol, maybe. You haven't seen it since you left Regiel.
Okay.
Well, yeah, there's a job that needs doing.
That'll do it.
I assume you're not impartial to travel. Based on
Nope, where am I going?
based on the look of you. And then he thinks for a second. Got a job for you in Ebbon.
Ebbon, that's kind of far from here, ain't it?
That's a couple weeks travel. In a couple weeks' time, by the time you get there, if you head out now, there's going to be a gala. All the religious heads are supposed to be in the same spot, and I need you to look at one. You're
Which
not
one?
You're not the subtle type, are you?
Not usually, but pay extra, I can be whatever type you need.
If you could, get as close and ask a lot of questions to someone named Exarch Desmond. He works for the High Church. And about getting the information back, don't bother sending a courier. Just think of me and hold this out. And he hands you a playing card. It's a joker.
So it looks like
I'm gonna take it and just kind of look at it for a second, raise my eyebrow, and then pocket it.
Now, if you find something worth telling, hold that in your hand, and imagine the smell that I'm sure you've noticed. And then I'll be there.
Now, I ain't gonna inquire about how, but alright.
Well,
First,
you're from
I'm going all
Infaeus,
the way
right?
to Ebbon, get me a horse and supplies for the week's ride. And on top of that, I need a down payment.
Tell you what, I'll give you 150 now, and any good information that you send my way, and it's an extra 100.
I just put my hand out to shake.
He shakes your hand. You notice his complexion on his hand doesn't match that of his face. His hands are a ghostly white, and they're very cold.
And then with that,
And with that, you would stand up and you leave.
there we go. Yeah, I'll do that.
And time itself seems to fade away as it zooms out of the city, and then it zooms out to a continent. And it seems to pan upwards to a city by a lake, and then another city further up, in between a group of 3 lakes. And then we're back in the perspective of the group who just lost the duel. Lucian, how are you handling this loss? Jin, hello?
Sorry, I was muted, my bad. We've gotten a minute or two just to kind of decompress and take it all in and all that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Reva walked out. She seems
Is there
different. I don't
currently
know.
music playing?
Yeah, so as soon as Valia mentioned more dancing and merriment, she went and she tried to find Desmond as fast as she possibly could. And she asked them to put on something Western, and currently they're square dancing.
I will hold my hand out to Theta, and I will say, will you let this loser have your dance?
I put my fingers to my chin. Let me think about it. Yeah, you know what? Sure. I suppose I shouldn't kick you when you're down.
And we'll dance.
Yeah!
Dang it.
Fucking finally!
Wait,
Rosetta.
I want to add an energy. Wait, never mind, that's no big deal.
But between the time of Jin losing the duel to Reva, what have you been doing?
Me?
No, Rosetta.
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 Oh, Rosetta?
Mhm.
Since Jin lost the duel?
Yep.
I would have just continued looking over everything. Probably saw that Theta and Lucian were about to dance, and I'm like, fuck yeah, Theta's getting his dance! But yeah, I'm just, like I've been doing the entire night, just watching over everything, and...
You just, like, both arms on the railing on the catwalk, just staring out over.
Yeah, I kind of like have like my arms crossed. I'm like, I don't know, like more like my elbows are resting on a railing, and I probably have like my chin resting in a hand, and like my legs are like crossed as like I'm standing
I see.
and leaning against the railing and watching over everything.
How tall are you?
Not tall enough to go on the railing,
Uh,
apparently.
Yeah. You're just like eye level with the railings. You have to stand back a bit to see through the bars. Okay.
Is there a stepping stool?
So up on the
Hey,
catwalks,
take off your backpack.
Up on the catwalks, there are these tall backed chairs made for one-on-one conversations. You
Feel an
could
empty chair.
technically stand on or sit on one of those high chairs. They would make you be able to see over it seated.
Oh, I was gonna just how I described my standing position, I would just find like a chair or something or a stool that was not being used, or even a
Okay.
fucking crate,
Okay.
and I would be just to get that little extra bit so I can rest my elbows on the railing and stand the way I was standing.
Alright. And so you stand there watching the dance of Theta and Jin.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going?
But I don't. Huh?
How's the dance going?
Probably.
I rolled a 10 and I added 3 for my psionic energy dice.
So you rolled a 13, so it's passable. Your end is passable.
I'm half dead, so...
So, Theta, Jin is currently trying to Elven Square Dance. He's not doing too great. He's passable. I think you think that Valia was better.
Listen, it doesn't matter how good he is at Elven Square dancing. That's not why I want to dance with him. I want to dance with him because I want to dance with him. He could
it's
be
not for the
snipping on my
OP?
toes and stabbing me in the gut. I'd still be happy.
Aww, that's a truly wonderful dance right there. Gonna cherish it.
I can't see Theta's face, but I can tell he's smiling from ear to ear.
I'm busy.
And I'm just like, yeah, great dance, bud. And
What a
I'm still like
lovely
peering over everything and watching everyone.
You can see Lucian's
I'm
face,
busy.
and he is smiling ear to ear.
Goodbye.
What a lovely moment.
What a
And then a
what a
bomb goes
heart-wrenching what a heart-wrenching moment.
And I cast Fireball now.
I cast grease centered on myself.
I
Well,
Oh man.
just get real gross all of a sudden.
So, Rosetta, as you're watching this dance, you hear from beside you the shuffling of feet and the approaching footsteps of a person.
Uh-oh.
So you look over, and you see a short, bald man, about 4 feet tall, 4'5". Hello, how are you? Enjoying the ball, I see. You recognize this to be Exarch Tullowin.
Oh, shit, from, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, just, not much of a dancy, pantsy kind of person.
And so you don't want to dance, then?
I wouldn't be opposed.
Well, my lady, may I have this dance? And he makes a grandiose display. And he bows and scrapes. And he says, Miss Francois, if I could have this dance, I would be so happy. And he holds his hand out as he's like doing a full curtsy.
So she's trying to keep herself composed, but on the inside, she is like a little bit embarrassed for him for making such a grand gesture, but she'll take his hand. Businessman, you gotta get those business.
He smiles ear to ear, and he goes, "Huh, wow, all right, let's dance." And
I didn't think I'd get this far.
he leads you down the steps to like join the rest of the people dancing in the middle of the floor amongst the blood.
Oh, can I see them dancing?
No, we're too short. Everyone else is too tall.
It's fair, honestly.
Wow.
Oh, but like,
You know what that sounds like to me?
We're like the children
sounds
that
like
you guys don't pay attention to.
That sounds like a perception check with disadvantage. That's what that sounds like to me.
that's what that sounds like to me.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Well then,
Yes,
Wow, indeed.
you see
Well.
through the shuffling of tall figures, two shorter figures in the middle of the crowd, dancing the night away.
Okay. If I was able, okay, never mind. All right, yeah, all right, that's good.
You seem to dance, or he seems to dance fairly well. Would you like to make a performance check?
I'm gonna dance very poorly because, like I said, I'm not a dancy pantsy type of person. Oh, I got a crit.
Wow.
I'm fucking awesome at dancing now.
So
I'm
everyone has
just having
shifted.
a life.
Everyone has shifted to follow the dance moves of you. What are you dancing like? What kind of dance are you doing?
Surprisingly, I'd probably be doing more of like a not quite like because what's the music that's playing?
It's this slow waltzing
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking, yeah, like maybe she would surprisingly be good at waltzing because it's just to the rhythm.
I mean, you are like a rogue-ish type, so memorizing footsteps and being quick on your feet would be great for this kind of thing.
Yeah, so I would be doing like a couple of like foot bits with like the rhythm and what you would expect from like a noble like or like the old times. Fuck, what era? Like 1700s waltz.
Yeah, that's
Elven square dancing, perhaps.
cool. I have some DM messages to ask you very quickly.
Okay.
As they're dancing, Jin, would you make a perception check?
9.
You don't seem to see Jourdain or Frida anywhere in the crowd.
Okay. I'll pay no mind to it.
Cool.
Nine out of 10 times you get caught because you're acting suspicious.
So, heading away from the party, we see on the at the entrance of the Great Library, Saris and Reva. You've met with someone you haven't seen before, but you think that they're like a leader of the servants that are in town for the gala. He waves them to follow. 4 men, 2 of them holding like a sort of wrapped up tapestry, it looks like. Follow him, and Videric goes back to the room with the cube in it. Do you say or do anything between the walk to the cube room?
Nope.
Okay. So you're just witnessing them taking the cube out of the box, or out of the room. You've never seen them move it before, but quite heavy. The tapestry that they're using to lift it is somewhat of a stretcher. So they basically wrap it, they unwrap it, they connect it to each other, and then 4 men carry this cube. And as they're carrying it through the town, people are turning heads, people are surprised to see what they see. And then Saris looks from side to side and he says, "Do me a favor, if you notice anyone approaching, please cut them down. We cannot afford any mistakes tonight. Tonight's your big night, after all. You excited to join the XRs?"
She just look. She looks at him for a second, just obviously expression on his face, but I think Sarah, knowing her long enough, he'd be able to tell that there's that she's like not like excited, but like she's excited, but like she's keeping that down. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So what do you say?
She'll write in her book, or well, sign that it is quite an honor to become an exarch.
Some say honor, some say duty. I believe in the former rather than the latter. I hope that you thought it through. There is somewhat of a price to be paid.
And what price would that be?
Oh, you don't know. You might want to rethink if you don't already know. You must speak with him. Emir. Some consider that a blessing, but not all. I, for one, I don't remember going on 3 weeks of the time leading up to my Exarch ship. It has effects on people that are unforeseen.
Well, I can't really say much other than, well, can't really remember much up to my joining of the Revealed. So,
Seeing as how you are the most devout among us, in my opinion, I think that he will look kindly on you. I, on the other hand, was a bit of a miscreant.
Certainly wouldn't see that from me, but regardless, I'm quite certain that I'm ready.
I hope so. And as he says this, you see, like a villager of some sort. They look young. They're approaching at an alarming pace, quicker than you feel comfortable with. He looks at you expectantly.
Can I make an insight check?
Yes.
10.
You see the face of someone who is looking at someone who should be doing their job.
Wait, what?
He looks
Darce
at
is
someone.
referring you to attack this kid.
It's not a.
Sleep well.
He wants you to stop this person.
Maybe not attack, but yes.
He did say cut them down. So, he gets closer, and you know that he will be upon you within mere seconds.
Okay, I mean, Ravel will go up and she'll pull out her sword and just kind of look at whoever this is, like
You see the humanoid figure below you. It's a 4'5" adolescent humanoid girl. Make an intimidation check when you pull your sword out.
4.
I want to see the box. Let me see. What is it? What's in there? And she tries to push her way past you.
No.
Make a well, if she don't go to answer her immediately.
Oh no. She is going to cast.
Wait.
Moonbeam.
No, she's gonna cast sleep. Go to sleep, child.
So as the child is trying to push its way past you, she just like falls flat on her face. Let's see how much damage she takes.
Falling
From
flat on her face.
falling?
Okay,
Her
she's fine.
face. Yeah.
She seems to hurt herself because she just literally just falls to sleep. Like directly on her face, so she doesn't fall gracefully.
And Raven just look like she's not gonna just hurt a child, but can she look around for a moment and see if she can find like someone similar to who this child may belong to?
Make a perception check. You see a group of children off to the side of the road beside the church. They seem to have been waiting for you to come out.
I mean, Ray will. She'll just pick up the child and just bring them or her over to the group to the other group before she wakes up.
Okay. What? What happened to her? Did you kill her?
Reva just very like just shakes her head. She's she'll just set her down gently and just kind of like on her knee, like if I don't know how tall they are, but like
They're much shorter than you.
yeah, so she'll kind of like just bend on her knee, like just with her book, and says, she's just asleep."
Oh, okay. You're that lady from the duel, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. And they do like a bunch of kicking and punching, like air boxing. Can you show us your moves? And the kid pulls out a stick, and wields it like a rapier.
You know what? She'll do like a she'll feign just like a bit of a mock duel for like just to please whoever it is, and then
Make a performance check.
okay.
Are they not like revealing the orb right now? She just walks up and starts dueling some kid on the street.
The
Well, I
Diviner
mean,
Saurus and the Cavalcade are currently on their way to the train station. They're currently about 60 feet away.
yeah, she's just making sure that like
Okay.
there's no one coming to the cube or whatever it is.
Oh, damn. So the
Just
kids,
doing like a mock duel.
the kids are very happy that you have taken the time out of your day to entertain them. And they, as you leave, they wave goodbye, and one of them does the signature bow that you did at the end of your duel.
One of them fall down like Jane. I'm just kidding.
As you're walking away, you hear one of them say, the guy said that she'd be mean. She's not mean. She's really nice. God. And as the girl wakes up, she's just like coughing and like, why'd you make me do that? And they're talking to someone you can't see.
Make a perception check to see if I can hear.
It's like when somebody is talking to their imaginary friend.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, we'll go. Right, you said that the cube or the box was like
The
street or something like that?
cube cavalcade is currently on its way to the train station, it looks like. And we fade back into the dance that is shared between Taloin and Rosetta.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
I was gonna
The
see if we can do something
the song
else,
has changed. And your excellent dancing is still holding solid. Do you say anything to him during the time between dances? He's not seeming to say anything. He's looking very intently in your eyes and like at your face.
I'm quite curious why you asked me to dance.
Why, you were looking so alone up there. What can I say? I've heard a lot about you, and me and you are of a like mind. I think.
Really? What have you heard? I hope nothing bad.
Oh, well, Saurus has meetings, and you know how he can be. He's, this and this and that, and he gives praise where due, but never over much. And I heard a lot about your trip to the Crypt of Corruption, and, well, color me impressed, so to speak.
I'm always glad to like help out and uncover the mysteries that seem to be embedded into this world.
I hope you didn't notice, but during our last meeting, I hesitated upon hearing your last name. I knew your father for a time.
You?
Not anymore.
How-
He seems to have disappeared. Well, more like living quietly now, but nonetheless.
How did you know him? If I may ask.
Well, back then I was less of an exarch, more of a priest. A prime. I told them whispers, but I never helped, and I solved a problem for the church that involved your family. Anyway, thank you for dancing. I need to go.
Okay, it was great
Make an
dancing
insight
with
check.
you.
And if it's not apparent, he's very skittish. He seems to... his lips seem loose. You know, he seems like he's telling truth where he doesn't mean to.
This just kind of like poses a lot of questions in Rosatta's head, and she's a bit confused.
Do you ask him or say anything as he's walking away? In the middle of the dance, by the way, like it's not the end of the song yet.
Oh, wait, sorry. So we're still dancing, he hasn't left yet?
He was motioning to leave, but then, like, in step, he decided to stay for a second until the dance stopped.
You don't have to go on if you don't want to speak about it, but as I'm carrying him through more of the dance, I'll be like, why don't you tell me a bit about yourself?
I'd rather talk about you.
She kind of just lets out like a little chuckle, because it's funny to hear that someone would want to talk about her.
Well, I used to be an archaeologist. And now I am a spy, and... well, they're kind of the same. Just a few hundred years before or after. Just almost the same.
I assume that your position keeps you holed up quite a bit. Probably can't go out even on a couple expeditions anymore?
Well, that's kind of by choice.
Well, if you're still in love with the concept of archaeology, you should come out for an expedition sometime, if you can step away from the church.
He gives you a guilty look. A look that conveys guilt, you know, severe. But he doesn't mention it, and he continues dancing.
So, you read anything interesting lately?
Nothing too interesting. I've read a couple of people's journals and diaries. Recently picked up a trilogy on the Battle of Caen that I'm still trying to work my way through.
Oh, yes. Right.
I might have a question, just because you are well, an exarch of whispers. If you've heard anything
I
that
get
I
that
can
a lot.
inquire about. Because you seem to know a little bit about me, you've probably known, more specifically, a person I used to work with quite often. We were like really good partners. I bet you his name has floated around a little bit.
What was his name?
Jean.
He
Dossier.
he stumbles a bit in his dance. Where once he was doing pretty passively, he's kind of, skipping a step here and there.
With my nat 20, I'm gonna notice this little stumble and I'm gonna kind of guide him back to his feet and back to the dance. Just subtly.
You could say that I knew him, yes.
Do you know what happened to Jean? Have you heard of it?
Make an insight check. He says, I've heard of it, yes.
Oh, fuck my insight.
He's heard of it. He ended up dead, didn't he?
Yes. And unfortunately, I don't quite know why.
And right outside of the library, too. That was... Oh.
It was definitely not a sight I wanted to come across.
Maybe he was asking the wrong questions. And he quickly, shakes his head. Shouldn't have said that.
Yes, I am aware of his ideologies. I was just merely wondering and trying to figure out what exactly happened and who exactly happened.
And the dance ends, and he goes to step away. Do you let him?
Does another song start immediately?
It seems to pause for a moment.
I would, at the end of the dance, instead of how people usually take a step apart and bow as in thanks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I would still be holding him, as if we were about to dance again or just ended the dance. I'm not stepping away.
Aw. He looks bashful. It's is everything okay? And then and then another song starts.
And then I'd be like, oh yeah, and then I'd let him go, and I'd be like, yeah, no, it's wasn't too sure if this conversation had ended.
Oh, anyway, bye. And he walks straight out the door. He is beet red, and he looks quite embarrassed.
Vic, I'm embarrassed for him.
Rosetta makes him
with all this interaction with him, have I inquired his race?
He's a short human.
He's a short human. Okay.
Very
Rosetta
short.
makes a man blush.
But he about presumably what age?
He's one of those people where it's he's either 35 or 50.
Either 35 or 50.
Yeah. He's either pretty late age or pretty early, but he looks old. Right. So we were headed back to Reva for a second because I cut her short last second. But right before we do that, I would like to go back to someone who we have been forgetting.
I'm assuming it's me.
So you've arrived at the Gates of Calm. The gala is set to be starting in 2 days. You arrive on the south side, I believe, which you would just have went through a town called Amkursk, and currently you are beside a fortification of some sort. There's crimson banners on pretty much all sides of this spike wall camp. There's a big carnival tent in the middle. 2 guards standing outside, and they look to be just, cordoning off a section outside of the city beside the wall. You just walk straight past?
Yeah.
Okay. The gates are open. There's carts and horse-drawn carriages entering the city left and right. You don't see a way that there are usually this many carriages in the city. The roads are too shod to hint at that many people being in the town at this time. So it seems a very busy, very, very busy town. On your way towards the center of the city, which I assume you would go,
Yeah.
you see a tall lady with black wings and a short halfling headed to a tailor. They stick out amongst the rest. You see no one else.
So they look a bit weird, but they're not my Exarch. Where they going?
To a tailor.
You were given
To a tailor.
You were given a brief physical description of this Exarch you were looking for.
What
He's
was my physical description?
He's a 6-foot-tall elf who usually dresses very upscale casual, so to speak.
Okay, so
usually
maybe he's at this
usually
so-called tailor.
walks with a cane, and normally has a suit jacket, slacks, and a top hat on. You're not sure where he would be in the city, but they're the first people in the entire city that look different to you than, like, the common trader, peasant, that kind of thing, They're the first people that have caught your eye.
Okay, so I'm gonna follow them into this tailor, not because of them per se, but just because maybe looking around for some fancy clothing tailor places, if this dude's there getting a new suit or something.
So, Rosetta and Reva, you see a 8-foot-tall, 300-pound half-orc walking straight towards you. But you're also right next to the tailor, so you might think that they're going into the tailor.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
It was continuing on with business.
Okay.
Is
so,
it common to see orcs in this area?
This is calm 2 days ago, before the gala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you walk into the tailor.
1 sec, sorry, I'm getting a call.
So you guys are in the tailor. Currently, you go into the tailor, and then about a minute later, you walk in.
I guess I'm assuming not many people in this area are 8 foot tall.
You stick out almost 1.5 feet over pretty much everyone.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Instead of just going in, I duck in.
You haven't seen a half-orc in almost 5 days. And even that one was when you were renting or you were getting your horse fed in Elmheim. That's where you saw the last half-orc.
Okay. So yeah,
it's a
not very subtle right now.
It's a very whitewashed area, so to speak. For better or for worse.
Neither halves of me are white.
By whitewashed, I mean like all the same type of person.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I duck into the tailor.
So more normal doors are made about 5 feet, 6 feet tall. So you duck in.
So I gotta duck down a good 2-3 feet.
Yeah, and then you open the door. You come in, and you're in the tailor. You see ahead of you a white-haired man in a black apron talking shop with his two new customers about one has just finished ordering and picking up a dress, and the other is asking a difficult question to the man.
Do I see any elves, particularly that about 6 foot?
So the place you've entered is called the Lazy Tailor, and it seems a bit lower class. You don't see anyone other than the shop owner and the two people inside.
You know what? This might be a dick move, but I'm gonna walk up to the tailor, and I'm gonna ask him, sorry to bother you, but do you know where I can find a more high-scale tailor around here?
What are you on about? This is the best place in town.
Yeah, you also, I'm sure you're great, but somewhere a bit more expensive, I guess.
He just scoffs and ignores you.
Well, I'm gonna walk around for a bit, kind of peruse the store.
After a minute or two, he asks you, "Are you looking for someone or something? What? Get out of my store if you're not going to buy anything."
Well, I am looking for someone, but it did just dawn on me I might actually need to get an outfit.
Well, perhaps I could help you, big guy.
Do you have anything for someone of my stature?
I could make something.
How much?
How nice do you want it?
Nice enough.
And so you have a conversation about your measurements, what you want the outfit to look like, and how much it would be. How nice do you want this garb to be? And what design would it be?
It's kind of, just to stick with my accents, gonna make it a bit westerny. Like a fancy Wild West lawman, even though my character is neither a fancy or a Wild West lawman.
Some blue jeans, some assless chaps.
No, just I guess some nice black pants, a kind of longer suit, a vest and a shirt, some boots.
He has to get up on a 3-foot-tall stepladder to reach your shoulders, to get your arm lengths.
Are we just in the middle of the store and he's just on a ladder measuring me, or what?
Yeah, the two, he shoved you aside for a moment after the conversation about you looking for someone specific. The two women who were in the store have left, and currently he was getting your measurements about your suit and all of that. So he says that
2 random women.
Yeah, he said it would be about, depending on how fast you wanted it, tomorrow would be 5 gold, and then the next day would be 3. Because you're such a big dude.
I am a large dude. I'm gonna give him 6 gold, and I'm gonna say, I'll take it tomorrow and throw in a hat.
Oh. I'm not a hatter.
Then find one.
Perhaps. Hold on a second. What kind of hat are you looking for?
Wide brim, feather, some kind of fancy. Like what do fancy people wear? That kind of hat.
Very well. And he comes back with a top hat. Like a stovetop hat, 10 feet, or 10 inches tall. With a
10 feet?
Yeah, 10 feet tall.
10 inches, okay.
10 inches tall, really angular and brimmed, pretty wide. It's not quite a cowboy hat like the guy in the bar had, but It's similar.
Okay.
Now, that we have all of your business squared away, I would hope. You seem a bit lost.
Yeah, I ain't exactly from around here.
I could tell. Are you looking for someone?
Yeah. Where can I... I'm rekindling my faith. I'm a born-again follower of the faces. Where might I find, an exarch around here?
Any exarch in particular? And he grins a little bit.
I believe I was referenced to a Desmond.
Oh, you're one of those. He'll be at the gala in a few days. I believe it starts the night after tomorrow.
Do I need an invitation to that, or?
Come with me. You're a nice enough guy. I could use some muscle.
All right then.
Consider it a discount. And so you guys
Sounds
make
good to
plans
me.
to arrive at the gala the very next day. And when you go to pick him up the night of the gala, he is not quite ready to go. You have to sit there and wait and wait. He leaves you sitting for about 2.5 hours. And you know that it's pretty unlikely that you'll get into this gala without him. Or another exarch. Or someone of the like.
Where is he? Is he just in?
So after about 2.5
shop, or-
hours, after about 2.5 hours of him telling you, "I'll be down in a minute," he comes down and he's wearing something fabulous. He's wearing a bright purple suit. He's a pretty short dude, but it complements his violet eyes and his white hair perfectly. He's wearing a feather boa and a
alright.
leopard print fedora.
My God.
And he says, "Don't I look fabulous?" And he throws his boa over his left shoulder.
So
Fabulous with the nails
just
out.
in out of character, he beautiful. In character, I'm just gonna say, yeah. Now that was a long minute. You ready to go?
"I just gotta show off the merchandise." And he winks at you. And he says, "Let's get going, big guy."
And as we're walking, I'm just gonna sarcastically say, "You got like business cards you want me to hand out?"
"Oh, I was hoping you would ask." And he hands you some square, index card sized pieces of, papyrus paper.
My God.
Thicker than paper, but
prepared.
thicker than paper, but thinner than cardboard.
Okay.
And you guys set off down the main road to the train station.
Okay. Sounds good.
Reva, you said you had
Yes.
business.
I did. She would like to. So after her little mock duel with the kids, is going to go back to the one place. I give the name of the where's that? God, I keep forgetting the place of names, but she's going to head back, underneath the church to the prison cell where Cyrilla is being kept.
So you're going to the Church of Remembrance basement.
Yes.
Do you go through the church, or do you go through the other one? The infirmary sanitarium building.
Yeah, so, she's going through the sanitarium.
Okay. So, the door is left wide open to the cell. Kriv is missing. Cyrilla is just sitting there reading a book. Sitting on her bed reading a book. In her underclothes. Not necessarily underwear, but her, like, you know, long johns and a t-shirt, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I imagine that there might be, like, I don't know. How echoey is this place? If at all?
Not that much. Because there's a lot of furniture in this room specifically, it's not too echoey. In the hallway, it kind of is.
Right. Yeah, I mean, she just kind of walks down towards the south.
Mm-hmm.
Even like a knock on stone or knock on wood or whatever.
Oh, come in.
Wait, is that Cirilla or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
She sees you, and she goes, "Oh my goodness! What a fabulous dress! Are you going to the gala? Oh, that's tonight, isn't it?"
Raven just nods. And she takes out the key she was given by Exarch Vitamir, unlocks the door, and writes in her book, "I believe we have some business to discuss."
Oh no. You're not going to... Chris said this might happen. You're not gonna kill me, are you?
No, not at all. It's a different kind of business. More of a talk, really.
Okay.
So a quick question, is she like handcuffed or was she not like...
No. She's not handcuffed, the door's wide open, she's just staying in the room.
Yeah, she'll, Ray will just kind of like take a step aside, indicating for her to walk out as she pleases.
Oh, that's fine. Saris told me I could leave. I think I owe you an apology. That's me saying I'm sorry, by the way. I don't know. I'm sure you understand.
To some degree. Now, when I was talking with Saras, he said that you two knew each other, or were acquaintances.
She seems timid, but assuring. So, yes. But, like, also she's terrified.
Quite curious how you would meet, but regardless. Now that you've been in the cell for a bit of time, and what exactly I've been thinking about, I suppose. Just as a good place to start with this conversation. Oh my god, since having been taken back from that crypt.
What have I been thinking about? I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, I mean, that's at one point you were so devout to the to your high priest down there, and now he is dead. But you saw him for what he was.
That's what Shaper made him. That's his true form. I mean, I see why you don't understand. What he did was not wrong, and what you did wasn't wrong either. You were just protecting yourself. I'm sorry for joining him, but I still don't think he's wrong.
And why do you believe that?
Order is not the natural state of things. Everything you think makes you you is a lie that you tell yourself. He saw what he truly was, and he turned himself into it. I hope to do the same. Everyone should.
So he saw himself as essentially a pile of goop, more or less.
He was touched with a vision of his true self, and he decided that's what he was. Or so the story goes. I haven't been given this, but I think I know someone who has. Someone you know.
Yes, Theta, I believe his name was. As he calls himself. But,
No.
You say that
Not
this is
not the warlock. Someone bigger. More powerful. Segeric.
Right. Wait, would Raven know this? I'm trying to remember.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Technically,
And-
yeah, information hasn't been exactly forthcoming from Theta.
And what do you mean by that?
When he turned us away, Shaper decided that, well, he deserved less than he had. And so he made it that way. That's why Shaper went missing, as a punishment. I'm surprised you don't know this. That seems like something that... Well, at the very least, it seems like something the High Diviner would want known. Surprised he hasn't poisoned your mind against Shaper.
Apparently not, but maybe some we talk about later with some other people. But you say that or crap. It was what frick, it was what she had said previously about like seeing like we see ourselves as like whatever, I guess being a lie or whatever. I think.
Yeah, everything that you tell yourself is a lie, essentially. The true state of being is what you saw in the crypt. That's what she said.
Right. So going to that point, should say, and if that isn't the only state of being,
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to be. You can be dead, you can be alive, you can be oblivious to who you really are, and like there are so many different types of beings, but each of them, especially when it refers to us as humans and humanoids, are lies in some way, small or big. Chaos and corruption are the natural way. Just look at nature. Look at the trees, look at the vines. They grow every which way because they're not told a certain way to grow.
No, but they are still alive, regardless. No matter what way they grow.
So was my high priest. So am I. We're not too different. Change one small thing and we're the same.
And that is where we see differently.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
11.
You notice that the book she's reading, it's one of the books, or a similar book to the ones that Lucian and Rosetta took from the table in the crypt. It has a lot of symbols. But you probably don't realize what they mean. Hold on.
Probably not, but...
You might. Who knows? One sec. Let me check. Nope. Nope. You don't. You just see the symbols on her book, and they don't spark any sights or anything.
Yep. Also, bork.
Bork. Indeed. Yeah. So she just waits, looking at you.
And if I had to ask one thing, who exactly do you align with?
Who am I? What? Sorry.
Who exactly do you align with?
Well, no one anymore. Originally I thought that Shaper would be there for me, but I guess not.
So it would seem that he has abandoned you.
She just looks sullen, sad.
If chaos really is the natural order of things, I imagine that he'd actually be here for you right now, rather than, or at least give you some indication that your devotion of all those years actually meant something.
Make a persuasion check.
And I would like to add, since between the time of the gala and whatever or whatnot, she would have had a short rest, I think.
So
she has the
sure.
So she would have her superiority dice back. So
Sure.
It covers on a short or long rest, so I'm gonna go and use that. So
Okay, 17. He starts to cry. I suppose you're right. I'm just a stupid little girl. I didn't realize.
I wouldn't say that you're stupid or dumb, just...
Griff tried to tell me. He tried to tell me. And I didn't see it. He's gone.
But...
You know. Saurus made him go away.
Well, he at least he's alive though. And now
Make an insight check. You know that something you just said that she thinks to think is untrue. She just is crying sullenly, just looking down at the floor.
Well, now we've come at a sort of a crossroads, I would say.
She inhales a bunch of snot, you know, like she snorts. She's like, what?
I believe that you could be redeemed, perhaps, or at least not not be leaderless, I suppose. You could always see about us joining the Veil. Start anew.
You would how long have you been a priest?
30 or 20 years. Soon to become an exarch, actually.
Are you good people?
I would say so.
Roll a deception check.
Okay.
Because you're kind of lying.
Am I?
You've witnessed a lot of evil. You've witnessed people being obliviated, their memories being wiped. You've witnessed... She just said that what you think she said is, in a matter of speaking, they killed Kriv, or they made him go away permanently. You've witnessed recently that everyone who works for the church can be seen as a cutthroat in some way or another. But she believes you. I think I could come around.
Oh, then that is quite good. Can let Saurus know that you have decided that you've decided on it. Like I said, it'll be a way to start a new beginning.
Do you think you could... This is a lot to ask, but Shaper isn't even recognized. The face of corruption isn't a public one anymore, and it's wrong. Could you try to get it into... Do you think you can make it so that I can still worship him? Maybe not in the same way, but at least some. I don't think I could just stop. I believe that I was misguided. And I think that usually with these things the answer is somewhere in the middle. So maybe Shaper is a good person, but misguided, like me.
Would Rava have any insight to that?
You know that Shaper is not currently officially in the public pantheon. No one outside of the church or who has dealings with Shaper knows that he exists. This is due in part to him being a nearly forgotten entity after going away 40, 50 years ago.
Okay.
Worshippers of his after the corruption of the High Diviner were looked down upon, almost like a Satanist in a Catholic church.
Okay. So I don't think that could change.
Well, you
I can
you found purity or whatever. Maybe why is purity? They can't be separate. That's something you would know at least, right? You can't have one without the other.
Yes, but at least in terms of what had happened with down in the crypts, I'd gotten a sense that even if, as you say, one cannot live without the other, that they two shouldn't be combined.
She leaves a pregnant pause in the conversation. She goes back to reading her book, which you now realize is some sort of a casting focus. And she picks up a pencil and she starts to write something down. And she just ignores you unless you say something else.
I'll stick around but she'll watch what she's doing, but she's gonna be cautious.
She doesn't seem to be, casting any spells or anything, but...
Right.
Yeah, she's not, paying attention to you directly anymore.
She'll go one more time and say that while I can't change anything about the worshipping of Shaper, I can only say that if you still follow him to some degree, to do it silently, and not within the public eye. That is all I can guarantee. While finding faith in the other faces as well.
Do you think I could come with you to the gala?
Is there any particular reason why you want to go to the gala?
Well, it's boring down here, and I roll insight. She seems really just down in the dumps, and she needs something to distract her.
I suppose, but I want to clean up a bit first. Draw it is more.
She pulls out her her normal outfit. It's like leather studded armor. She puts it on. She has a bra strap showing. And she gets ready to walk out the door. She's like, "All right, I'm ready."
Alright, let's go then. And all I can say is to just not cause any sort of trouble while you're there.
I will try my best.
Alright, let's go. And she'll just
She,
lead,
before going up the steps to the sanitarium, she turns to you and she grabs you by one shoulder and she says, I appreciate the kindness. Not many people would do this sort of thing. It really shows a lot about your church. Anyway, let's go have fun.
Yeah, Raven just nods and continues leading her back up.
And so, as you're coming back, you see, poised outside of the doors with a heavy guard, is the cube, accompanied by one Divinosaurus, and waiting in line with a handful of others, you see the shop owner from the Lazy Tailor, the 8-foot-tall half-orc from before, and Divinosaurus is looking at you expectantly, and then he looks over to his side. Please make an insight check. He looks over to your side. What you thought was just like a passing glance, you kind of read as hinting at disappointment. But he welcomes you to the guard circle. He shouts to the guards, "Step aside," and allows you to enter the room.
Yeah, I mean, she'll just briefly pause to look at Cyrus, like, just a bit of an indicator that we've talked, and before going inside.
Mm-hmm. You bring her inside with you?
Yeah. Bring
Okay.
her inside.
So you walk inside. Do Theta and Jin have anything to do in the time between your defeat and Reva entering the building again?
You're muted.
I do have one question to
bad.
ask him.
Yes.
That would be lovely. Ask away as I look into your eyes.
I'm gonna say, just give me, sorry, 1 second, you guys. I'm gonna say, Theta, I have a new goal.
Oh? Do let me in.
I would like to help you figure out where this second orb is located.
You want to help me?
Yes.
Well, this is certainly a change of pace, I will admit.
Do you have any leads?
I do. I asked the High Diviner, and he said that I must ask Natalia. And I don't know if you remember, but Natalia is the face of destruction.
Yikes. You told me about that conversation with her, right?
Nope.
Yeah. No?
I don't believe
Oh.
that he did.
I mentioned it briefly, but I've spoken to Rosetta about it. I believe that the second half of the orb, or at the very least the body of Shaper, is located at a Void Hope Citadel. It would be
You believe that's where the
convenient.
orb is?
It would be convenient if the orb wasn't there, but if his body's there and the orb is effectively him, by dream logic, I presume that is where the orb is to be located.
We have an orb and purity box.
Asking her would be nice, but I don't think she's very keen on the combination of Shaper.
I didn't mean to ask her.
Oh. Right.
But we assume that one of those boxes is the other orb.
If
so-
they put him in an orb in a box, but I do not know. Either which way, I must talk with Natalia. That is unavoidable for me at this point.
I could attempt a conversation if you really, really don't want to speak with her again.
No, I am not afraid of her. I'm merely more afraid that she will tell me nothing.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe I could get the information.
You're very charming, Lucien, but I don't know if this is exactly going to be as simple as showing her a wink and a quirk of the hips, and suddenly she gives you everything.
Darn it, that trick doesn't work on everybody, does it?
Unfortunately, no.
Well,
We must, unrelated, but related to a task that both of us have at hand, we must speak with Desmond.
okay. I was just going to ask. I really haven't been focusing on anything recently. What is speaking to Desmond in relation to?
We must find out why there is no longer a High Diviner for the High Church. I spoke with your benefactor. I believe his name was so... You know, he's not very important, anywho. But he informed me that Desmond was the one who would know why there is no longer a High Diviner, or at the very least, they are suspicious.
Hmm.
I take the game with two hands and I bust its face open on my knee.
After the DM moves, I cast Fireball in the middle of the gala. No. Okay. We also... can you help me with another task?
Of course, what is it?
Me and Rosetta have to find out what happened to Alamar Siegfried.
Alamar Siegfried? Who is this?
He was the original creator of the church, and then he tried some things with the Great Library, which people didn't like, and they cast him out, and he went off and created Elnheim, which is why Elnheim and Colm have been so against each other for so long. They've been rivals, but Alamar Siegfried apparently died. We found out that he actually didn't die, and I'm currently tasked with finding out where he is.
You don't suspect that that's something the High Diviner might know about? I think he's coming around to me, really.
Maybe us three should talk with him. Maybe it would bring a little more favor in our conversation if we also brought Reva.
Maybe. Well, order of operations. I think we should speak to Desmond first, inform Reva of our interest in this information, and then ask the High Diviner.
I'd take a quick look around. Where is that Desmond?
Make a perception check.
Trying to fuck the Exarch Valia.
Make a perception check.
Do we both make one, or is it
Both make one, please.
or is it with advantage?
Go ahead and make one.
Jin just
Alright.
can't stop staring into
Okay.
They
We
just
are way
keep
too
staring into
busy.
each other's eyes.
Way too busy staring into each other's
Okay,
eyes.
that's bullshit. Roll
We
again.
can't take a look around at
So-
all.
You take a look around, and Dworgen is like fucking right next to you guys, and he's like, "What are you guys looking around for?"
Oh, Dworkin, the chap we were hoping to see. Do you know where Desmond ran off to? We have suspicions that perhaps he might be, fornicating with Exarch Valia, and we just don't want anything embarrassing to happen.
Oh, I don't know. Let me look around. And he rolls an 18. And
Oh no! Okay, good. We got it.
right, I think he's right over there. Look. And he's standing beside Saurus. Still.
Oh, that's way worse.
Maybe we wait. Wait for them to part.
Saurus has come back into the room at this point, by the way.
We do a
Reva,
funny little twirl.
You're allowed to follow if you wish.
Is Saurus walking into the room with Desmond?
No, Desmond was already in the room. Saurus just recently came back in.
So they're not standing together.
Well, he came back in and he walked back to his table,
Okay.
which Desmond currently is also sitting at.
But it's not like Saurus is going to stop us from speaking with Desmond. We are working on behalf of his Exarch of Whispers.
Of course. Let's go speak with him.
Hell
With who?
yes.
We're gonna go speak with Desmond.
So, how do you approach him?
Let's sit on either side of him.
We sit on
So
either side
currently,
of him.
Saurus is sitting at
the place where Frida originally was, and Desmond is sitting a chair or two down. Remember, originally I described a elongated table with chairs on each side.
Saurus is at the head?
Yeah, Saurus is at one head, the High Diviner is at the other.
Perfect. Then we definitely can sit on either side of Desmond.
Yeah.
Flanking maneuver.
Exactly what you're drawing, stranger.
Rollin.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
Good evening, Desmond.
Oh crap! I can't get rid of that.
Sorry. Again.
Okay, sorry.
No.
Yeah, we're just staring at Desmond.
Enjoying the party.
Yes, it is nice to finally relax after so long.
Boy, do I know how that feels.
Do you?
We have
Data puts a hand on Desmond's back and looks at them. I was lost in the great forest for what felt like 100 years. Yes, I know what it's like to relax after a long journey.
I am sure.
But unfortunately, we are going to need to cut your break a little short if that is not too troublesome. We have a concerned conversation to have with you. I am terribly sorry to report.
this question is so relaxing. What are you talking about?
I would like to make his expectations high so then he breathes a sigh of relief when we drop it.
Would love to just ease him into it, you know?
I suppose that. How can I help you?
Why don't we take just a quick walk away from peering ears?
Saurus gives you a look. And then.
I'll give him a wink.
And then Desmond. Okay, make a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
7.
He gives you a grimace.
I'm trying to be like, it's all
What?
good, man.
Does he not approve of our plan?
And so Desmond gets up and he walks away with you. Where are you guys going?
We're
gonna
just
go to
walking
the
around.
catwalk, I suppose.
You take him down the steps?
Probably.
And have.
No, not back to the boiler room. No. We're going up the catwalk around where Vinny's been perched.
Okay. Vinny, is Rosetta still
Dancing.
on the dance floor?
No, after the dance with the other dude, she would have gone back to her little spot.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
perfect.
yeah,
I see her.
Well, yeah, she's like standing on a chair.
Rosetta,
I look at you at eye level.
I guess you are not one for dancing. We have something a little bit more fun than dancing.
Go on. I'm interested.
We have a conversation with Desmond. Join us.
Stand around, look menacing. You know, the works.
A conversation.
Okay, I would then look menacing. Just kidding now.
I saw you
God.
dancing earlier. You were an amazing dancer. Where did
He
you
did
learn?
really good.
Where did you learn to Elven Square dance? I did not teach you.
I think I was waltzing, but
The first dance was Elven Square dance. I recognized it.
mm.
And he looks
You know,
at
I just
Theta.
have a
Am I
knack
right?
for any footwork.
Elven Square
very
dancing
familiar.
is like the Genghis Khan of dancing techniques. It's a little bit everywhere.
Yes, I suppose it has to do with our prestige. Anyway, what can I do for you?
I guess I'll lead this.
Or should I
first.
say, what can I do you
I-
for?
I guess I should lead. Um.
We have some concerns.
We have a few questions about happenings in the High Church.
Perhaps we can take conversation by train. And he looks at the black train over towards the sides of the railroad tracks. The one that's stationed in there specifically for the viewing pleasure of the gala visitors. Perhaps we can take conversation in train, away from ears. And he looks around and he sees... You didn't notice him, but Tolwyn is standing literally like feet from Rosetta. You didn't see it
What
before,
the
and
hell?
neither did she.
I give Tolwyn a wink that he cannot see, but I hope he understands it.
I'll give Talon a wink. that he
Yes,
can't
let us
see.
go to the train. I love trains.
Surprising that you would mention to take this conversation to the train, Desmond. I thought you weren't a fan.
It's a private place to have a private conversation.
I like trains. They are interesting to me. It is just I do not like the noises that they make.
As
And
long
that
as
one
this
is
doesn't
quite
turn
quiet.
into another locomotive chase, then I'm fine with a train.
Locomotive chase. You have interesting stories.
Please elaborate.
Don't worry about it.
What is this locomotive chase?
Oh. Only the greatest story I've ever heard.
Great locomotive chase.
The great locomotive
We're gonna
chase.
walk and talk as we go to the train to
Yes.
find a nice funny.
Yeah,
little
we're just
scene.
talking about trains. If anyone
What
hears
is-
it, it's just
but
fucking train talk.
On an out of character note, what the fuck is a locomotive chase, and why
Wait,
does it
We
matter?
don't
There's a-
know what Kate. There's
There's
a
a
famous
book.
train called the locomotive train. It was just a regular train,
What?
but it got out of control. And as it was spiraling out of control,
The fuck?
a lot of people fucking died because
Wha-
of it, man.
It's like a movie.
guess-
It's a Disney
I guess
movie
I
based
now
off of a
have-
story.
I guess I now
It's
have
basically
required
a-
reading.
I think that's a movie actually.
With Fess Parker, yeah.
Cool. Guess I'll have to watch that then. Alright.
That's a Disney movie?
Great Locomotive Chase was a military raid that occurred in April 12, 1862 in northern Georgia during the American Civil War.
He
Oh,
decided
like-
to make a movie on it.
I see.
Is it like a locomotive chasing another locomotive, or
No, I think it's like a... What do you call it? Like a hijacking, right? Somewhat?
It got
yeah, like a heist, a train heist?
Yeah. Alright, so he goes to the train.
anyway. Go back to the game. Let's go back to the game.
Did you realize that the technology these trains were based off of was actually a design of my father's?
Whoa, that's impressive.
I like to brag about it. It is quite the accomplishment. Come with me.
Oh, what was that? 150, 200 years ago?
I don't remember.
Oh, neither do I. Holy shit, I remember nothing ever.
Neither do I.
So he leads you to the front side of the train where the traditionally where the coal burner would be.
Mm-hmm.
And he points to a opaque white glass box. He says, "Go ahead and take a look at this puppy." And you see it's like a gyroscope made of gold with a blue arcane light in the center of it. Pulsating, electrifying.
What on earth does that do?
Whoever wants to can make an Arcana check.
Okay.
I guess
Go
so.
for it, Rosetta.
Hey!
Oh, if you were just allowing one, she can.
You guys can if you want, I don't care.
I got a
Yeah,
7. So.
-1, baby. I don't want to think anymore.
Listen, man, I'm good at my
So-
roles, and soon I will be better at my roles.
So you know that the blue light coming out of the center is like a singularity of conduit energy. It's superseded by the rareness similar to that of like iridium in our world. It is an element that is very rarely found and even rarer used. You can't even imagine the amount of potential energy that such a thing has. And so he just sits there as all of you look ominously into the glowing conduit void sphere.
Beautiful.
I always get lost in it whenever I look. It's just so beautiful. It makes me envious of people like you. And he looks at Theta. You are somewhat magically inclined, no?
Yes.
If I had to guess based on your staff. Or should I say rod?
It is phallic, I agree.
Anyway, let us go to the back of this so we can sit down and have a beautiful discussion. And he leads you down a pretty lengthy train car. The whole car in itself is about 75 feet long. It's made of entirely, like, wrought iron, it seems. He leads you to a table with, like, a velvety, cushiony seat. It's like a booth. He takes the inside seat of the left side, and he looks at you. Where do you guys sit?
I would sit across from him.
Can we all sit across from him?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll sit across from him.
Is it like a window? Or what's...
Yeah, it's like a window leading out.
Yeah, I'd go but closest to the window.
Okay. So how do you want to begin the discussion?
Your cane. Where'd you get it?
I am not comfortable with this conversation already.
Oops.
His idea of small chat is
Pardon
definitely
me.
invading.
Pardon me, I like going for the throat, but I have to ask because I heard a rumor, Desmond, that I would love for you to clear up for me. I heard a rumor that you fell in with the wrong crowd, and the cane is a bit of a carryover from those days.
Who told you this?
Oh,
This is
Please, I
not
do not
information given
admit
openly.
that is the benefit of my gift. I do not need to speak anything openly. But-
No, but you should if I am to expect a secret to be kept. I don't feel comfortable telling you information based on empty promises, so to speak. Sorry for my words, they might be a bit rude. How do you say? I don't know. Anyway. Just tell me who knows the history of my cane, and I will tell you how I got it.
The history of Arcane, who would know about it? I'm sure you can assume the person. Or is it something that nobody knows?
I will say this. I did not expect anyone here to know about it.
Well, you see,
I'm-
one of us here does work very closely with some in the High Church. Very closely.
I see I
forget,
have
was it-
stepped on some toes in this conversation.
I have a question.
No, not at all. Simply, I'm just trying to say that the
Say-
information is easy to be shared with, those among the
Of
High
course.
Church, like you are.
On the topic of the staff, was it the High Diviner or was it Jourdain who told me that?
Jourdain.
Jordan,
This is why I'm piping up.
Okay.
are you visibly hurt? By the way.
Me? Yes.
Okay. He casts Cure Wounds at 5th level.
Oh!
You look rather hurt, friend. Here.
Always hurts.
And I mean, I don't think there's a roll that I could make that would not max you out. I don't think so. Go ahead.
What is? You should roll it anyway, just to see what I get.
I personally
I don't know what that gives you.
do not.
It is 1d8 plus spell casting mod, plus 1d8 per level. So that'd be 5d8 plus his casting level, which I don't feel comfortable
Hearing that.
telling you.
Alright, you can roll it in secret.
So 18 plus.
It might not get me full.
That's 23, correct?
His spell casting is pretty high.
Wait, it's gotta be.
I don't see where it says his spellcasting level. Oh, there it is. Plus 6,
Oh, okay.
I think.
I have.
4.
It brings me up to 31 out of 32.
There you go, friend. You look much better.
Oh wow, thank you. So
But on the
If we just-
subject of the cane... Sorry, you were saying something?
I was just gonna ask my friends if we did wanna just cut to the chase.
I
we'd
do not
like to hear about this cane.
Care. I do not particularly care about protecting my informant. To be completely honest, they're kind of a shit. Jourdain is your loose-lipped master of whispers.
Make an insight check.
Eleven.
He doesn't seem shocked.
Of course he's not shocked. It's fucking Jourdain.
That
This guy's a son of a
motherfucker. I told him not to tell anyone. See, we have this thing on Sundays where we go and we drink, and I told him
What
some
day is it right
stuff about... It is a Saturday.
Oh, I guess tomorrow we should go for a drink.
So I told him one week about a certain group that I was involved in, and long story short, I never quite left. And he doesn't like that. Not at all.
Oh. Don't be too mad at Jourdain. I did press a thumb on the wound. Metaphorically speaking. I can be very convincing.
The entire emphasis of Jourdain is a wound.
Theta crosses one leg over the
And his
other.
kind disgust me. And he looks like the word his kind isn't meant for like skeevy people, but something more than that.
So, Desmond, fill me in. What is an exarch of the High Church doing worshipping a forgotten face?
Make an insight check.
Oh, God. Why must I have wisdom rolls?
Anyone can if they really want.
Sure.
I will allow one
What are we rolling?
one other person to make a wisdom
I
check
would be resting.
or insight.
I don't
Okay.
know.
I don't have good
Um,
insight.
right.
I have like my arm up, resting my
When
elbow
he says
against
the
the window,
word,
and
when he
like resting
says
my
the
head on
word
my-
face, you notice him making like a slight smirk. You think that this might be similar to when, you know, someone says like something, a small untruth. See, what you don't believe is what you do believe in some cases. There has been somewhat of a reform lately.
I've
I think
noticed.
that you have been told about this during our carriage ride. If not over words, perhaps over thoughts. I
Yeah,
got
we were so
After-
curious. What is this about exactly?
What is what about?
This reform?
A disagreement? Certain old blood would have us wait and wait and wait for someone to come forward as a diviner, but that is not what I think we should do, and honestly, I think that I'm the one leading the charge in this reform.
It's so curious. Nobody has come forward yet as a high diviner. I feel like they would, you guys would all try to find one as soon as possible, or
Well, so the only people that have ever been diviners have been previous exarchs of said church. Segric, you know him. He was originally just a regular diviner because of something he witnessed in regards to Alamar, and like elven history, church history is very old and very convoluted. In other words, there have been events in past that have led us divinerless, and we wanted to change the way things shake around, perhaps democracy instead of whatever this is.
What were these events?
The events leading to our reform?
The events that affected your previous high diviner.
He fell down the flight of stairs.
You know what makes me
Oh,
insatiably curious?
Please make an insight check when he
I
says...
was gonna ask to insight that as well.
Nice.
He's lying.
I don't need the roll
Obviously.
Yeah.
Very
You-
blatantly lying.
Want to know what makes me insatiably curious?
I would love to.
When greed disappeared, it was around the same time your high diviner did, or so I'm told, of course. So it cannot possibly be a coincidence that you just so happen follow greed of all faces. Especially someone like you. You're not particularly greedy. What made you want to be a high exarch anyways?
There is no such thing as a high exarch, but
Sorry, an exarch.
I've always a deep and storied past is mine and my family's. In Theus, they in around I think 20 AF. I don't know. We have lost power in Theus, and we lost pretty much all of our funds, and pretty much the only thing we had left was some small heirlooms and our names. It's led us down a dark path. What can be gained from the past is that you can see most things clearly. Now, you said that the diviner went... Who did you say went disappearing around the time that Dree did? My apologies.
Your
Elamar?
high diviner.
There is common misconception with Greed disappearing. It isn't the time that he disappeared, it is the events leading up to the disappearance that people get wrong. He actually disappeared much, much earlier. The quote-unquote greed that you speak of. The diviner, however, he was, for lack of a better term, misplaced.
That's such a good question. How does somebody so powerful fall down a set of stairs and die?
I've heard of a musician that died sitting on a toilet. People die in whatever way it pleases them. It is not a problem.
But not when, they have mighty power and aren't done on this planet.
Perhaps that is the natural way of things.
Desmond,
I've
stop.
met him before.
You can roll insight, Lucian.
I want to roll. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
19.
So when he talks about the musician dying on a toilet, he's making a grin, and you think that this grin means he's not telling you the whole truth because he's trying to keep it secret.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, Desmond, I know you're lying to me. I want to know what really happened.
You guys... So this is going to sound like a weird question, but have you ever heard of the Order of the King Below?
No.
Rosetta, you can make a history check, I think.
Great. Damn it.
You might actually know. So, I don't know how you know this.
I've got my ways. I'm
You probably,
Rosetta's toothpaste by now.
most likely you read it in a book. At one point, before the Battle of Calm, when infant religions were starting to bud, there was one called the Order of the King Below. And this, the people of this religion were looked at like a lot of others, but one thing stuck out was almost every single one of them was an anarchist in some way. It's an ancient religion. Little bit younger than the church, the high church, but not by very much. So he pauses after the Order of the Church below, or Order of the King Below. After that,
The group of anarchists,
yes,
as referred.
yes, the very one. And both Theta and Jin glance awkwardly at Rosetta, who just seems to know everything.
Mm-hmm.
Glad we brought her along.
No, the reason I bring them up is, well, for lack of a better term, I am their king. Well, not king.
Yeah, you're anarchist. I thought the entire idea was ruled by consent. You were elected, right?
Pretty much. Well, kind of. It's complicated. Do you guys are you interested
What the
in
hell
taking...
are you doing here? What the fuck?
I have an interesting proposition. Since you guys are so keen on learning the truth, I will tell you everything I know about my organization. But you have to make it so that no one knows about this exchange, this church. Everything happening here tonight in 100 years will be gone.
Then we should give you a piece of informational collateral.
I would like your promise that both the High Church and the Church of Remembrance are destroyed in its entirety before I tell you anything further.
Oh,
Wait.
That's an easy promise. In fact, I could help you get started today, really. Because I kind of jabbed my thumb twice over at Lucian. Because Jourdain already fucking killed Frida.
Oh, fuck.
I was trying to keep this secret because, I literally am an organizational member of this church and all that, but you guys seem like a smart bunch. A great first step. I retract my offer. I make you a different offer. It would be better if I walk away from tonight the only Exarch. Or at least the very least, make sure Jordan is dead.
We can totally destroy both the High Church and the Church of Remembrance.
Forget that offer. That is off the table. I just want to be in charge.
I like that offer.
I'm sure you do.
I assumed you'd want to be in charge. It sounded like
it's a lot easier to destroy everything when you are king of everything.
Your goal is to destroy everything.
Dorgan, of course, would be simple to bring to your side on most matters, I imagine.
He is a friend.
Yes. I would be actually very interested in the fall of Jordan coming from pinning the death of Frita on him instead of Lucian, if we could at all do that, because that would be significantly better for both groups in question.
What about the High
Lucian,
Church?
is
Can we
that why
still...
you came out of that room without Frida afterwards?
I don't want to talk about it.
I suspect that the Frita in the crowd is of some nature a magical disguise, or...
He looks at you very confused.
Yes, I killed Frida. She's no longer here.
She's dead. She is 100% dead. In the basement, we could show you her body.
If it hasn't already been somehow removed, we're not sure exactly what Jordan did with it after the deed was done. But the deed was done. That Frida during the fight, not actually her, but regardless, you want power over the High Church, and I'm sure with that power, you plan to destroy the Church of Remembrance?
You know what? You just forget that I asked about the Church of Remembrance. Just do the solid of killing Jordan for me, and I shall repay you in kind.
Listen,
Does
the
anyone
solid...
else feel sidestepped here?
The solid of killing Jordan is
I'm sure it will be easy. For someone of your talents.
If you could promise to me with your power you would destroy the Church of Remembrance, I could promise you with all of my power Jordan would be dead tonight.
He pauses for a moment. You hear in the background the hum of the void sphere chilling out in the engine compartment. He answers emphatically, "Consider it done. It just might take a while."
Are we talking a few months, a few years?
The powers that be are somewhat missing. You see, there is a disconnect between the faces and my god.
Does this have to do with the orbs again?
The orbs. But
not exactly.
Lucian, we were supposed to be trading for information about their High Diviner.
We will find all of that out working with him. We will find all of that out.
Alright, I believe that our conversation here is done.
I don't think it is.
If you could do me a favor, and I think I can do it without you. Have a good day.
Good lord. What?
And he gets ready to like get up.
I think Rosetta had something to say.
I don't quite understand where the conversation is right now.
He seems to have changed his mind.
Oh.
Why?
It's unclear to you.
Lucian, make a insight check.
Make an insight check. DM,
What?
I make an insight.
Sure. Anyone can.
15. And you
I
know,
He
I'll
seems to have
wanted
made-
you to make an insight check
Wait.
because Rosetta is mad at you. Is
Oh,
peeved at you.
okay.
He seems to have changed his mind in regards to your ability to kill Jourdain. He seems to think that he's better off just doing it himself.
Oh, we have power. We can do it.
So he motions to stand, and he gathers his cane, and
Way to kill Jourdain if you want it tonight.
it does not have to
Hi.
be tonight.
I recommend
the only
framing it.
thing, if you say that Frida is dead, then the only thing that is left to do is just to kill Jourdain, and I pretty much have control over the entire church, and, well, let's just say that Dorgan will not be a problem, and this is already a solved problem. I just need to, you know, slice some throats.
Okay.
I have one question.
Go ahead.
I don't know about the others, but I mainly came for this conversation in regards to your Hyde Viner. This so-called falling down the flight of stairs. Did you have a hand in the disappearance of your Hyde Viner?
Did I?
Yeah.
Yes.
You could probably also tell that Rosetta does not seem like the same little freaking halfling that she acted like in previous interactions. She's like extra cunning.
When you say hands, I am afraid that I did not have a hand in that. I had the whole job.
You had the whole job.
I know exactly where he is.
You got rid of him. You just gotten rid of all of them. Just to take the power to get rid of more?
It is the way.
Desmond.
Theta.
If you could be so kind as to tell us where he is, we could not care less if the High Church is destroyed.
Ha.
But if you don't tell me what happened to the High Diviner in specific details, I'm gonna put you in that grave with Jourdain.
You can fucking try. And he walks
Can
out.
I please make one intimidation check this entire goddamn
Sure.
campaign?
Sure.
Oh,
He's not intimidated. I said, as he's walking out, he laughs as he's putting his top hat on, and he says, "You can fucking try," and he walks out. And you guys are left alone on the black train, with the low
Alright.
din of the void sphere at the engine bay of the train.
He just stands up. He's like, "Let me out here. I know exactly what I gotta do. I'm gonna fuck this guy's entire plan up. I fucking hate that prick."
I will grab you by the shirt, by the back of your shirt.
Oh boy.
What?
Just calm down a little. Don't need you getting killed alongside the other exarchs.
Listen, I don't care if he kills Jordan. In fact, I encourage it, but I'm merely going to make an informed effort of watching the High Church crumble from the within because of his stupid power grab.
I don't mind watching, just don't get
I'll be-
yourself
I fucking adjust my cloak. Don't worry. I'm merely going to, I don't know, I mean, do what I do best and, tell the truth. Just fucking walk away.
So,
I would get up and walk
conversation,
out as
the
well.
conversation of the train has ended. Reva, are you outside of the church or inside of the train station? I mean.
She's inside. Oh yeah. So first, how do I sound?
Fine.
Fine.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm in a bathroom.
Why are you in a bathroom?
Long story short.
Too much ice cream?
No, my uncle is here and is sleeping in my room. Is going to bed right now. I have nowhere else but to go into the bathroom until my parents go to bed.
Oh.
Anyway, no, she's in.
Yeah.
So she's in the. She's in the train station at the gala.
When did you come in? Before or after Diviner Saurus?
It was.
Saurus was standing at the door when you met him outside. So he went in, and then a few moments after that, you went in with Cirilla?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Okay. Sorry, it might be a little because I don't have my mouse pad. Or
That's
my
fine.
mouse, rather.
It's cool.
Perception, right?
Yes.
24.
Oh, damn. That's a high roll. So you notice the tail end of, like, you see, hold on, let me think. So the last thing you see is Lucian rounding the corner to enter the train, and then Jourdain is nowhere to be seen still, by the way. Frida and Saris are both having a conversation at the elongated rectangular table. And you eventually, after about a 15-minute conversation, you see Desmond come back over the catwalk towards the center of, like, where the rest of the people are, followed a couple footsteps afterwards by Theta, and then Jin and Rosetta both together come after Theta.
Oh no, I'm staying in there.
Yeah,
Oh.
I would have been out shortly, like following Theta. And
Okay.
Jen mentioned that he's going to sit there long.
So Jin
Sad.
just sits there disappointed in the train. Okay.
More of having an existential crisis. He saw something in that guy.
Oh.
Hmm.
Do tell.
Jin has always been an agent of chaos, as I like to describe him. And for a second, he saw somebody similar. And then he saw that person, just the complete fucking asshole who is doing everything for I don't know why. He's completely rethinking his entire life right now. He saw himself in another person and hated it. Essentially.
Relatable. Fucking relatable. Holy shit.
That's what I do in the mirror every day.
Oh, shit.
In another person.
Feels bad. Feels bad, man. All right. So.
Yeah, look at a mirror right now.
Yeah, Rayla sees Rosetta come down. And then, Jen, how long do you stay in the train?
At least 10 minutes.
Okay. Shortly after Rosetta comes down, Saris looks at Reva and beckons her closer.
Yep, she'll go over.
The time has come. I believe that what follows in the next couple of minutes will be the most important events in your life. Don't fuck it
I'm
up.
sure that they would be.
Whatever you do, just don't fuck it up. Sorry, this is a very important moment. All right?
She just nods.
Thank you. He stands, and he walks over to the High Diviner, and he helps him out of his chair. The limbering old man ventures over to the podium, and he looks around, and he says, "There's been a slight inconvenience. We must change plans a bit." He looks up to the sky. The High Diviner looks up to the sky after entering the center of the room, commanding the attention from all who know him.
And also, as he's like making this sort of speech, Raven's gonna look around to make sure nothing is like awry or whatever.
Make a perception check.
Okay, where is it? Perception. Perception.
23. Jin is missing. You don't see Lucian or anyone that you recognize as his forms. What do you do?
She is going to... So, who else is there besides her? The Diviner and the High Diviner?
So, Diviner Saris is currently sidelined, standing next to the clearing of tables and chairs that were made for the duel, along with most of the exarchs from the Church of Remembrance. So, Valia, Vidimir, and I think that's it. Yeah. So Saris, Vidimir, Valia are all standing next to pretty much parallel.
Vidimir is an excerpt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy in the sanitarium, the medical dude.
Sorry, I was thinking of someone else.
Yeah, that's Videric, the librarian. Yeah. You do see him, by the way. He's at a table in the distance, not quite in the place of importance, but he's there. And yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you were gonna say something. Go ahead.
Are there any? I mean, I'm assuming that that isn't the only knight of Oblivion. So, are there any other?
There are other knights.
Others?
There are other knights' retinue near the door, guarding the cube currently.
Okay. So she's gonna take. She'll kind of like sit down for just a quick second. Ask or like one if there's, and then quickly go to one of the one of the other knights. I kind of ask for assistance for a bit to make sure that everything is going smoothly.
He looks at you like a commander. Like you're his commander.
Yep. I mean, it's not the exact same thing, but essentially she's using her knightly regard background feature.
Yeah.
To like check, like instead of like just guarding by the door, to check around in the premises and make sure that everything is going smoothly, because she doesn't want anything to be fucked up.
Sure. Yeah, he follows your orders to the letter. We'll spin, you see one of the guards break off from the pack that's guarding the cube, and he starts just walking around the side of the building. The doors are open now. Saris is, like, giving a bit of a prep speech to the people who are holding the box. He's telling them to bring it to the middle and drop it. And then the camera fades back to Jin. You notice that the room has gone quiet, much more quiet than you remember it ever being during the regular time of merriment and dancing. You think something might be happening.
I guess I'll go join them.
So you sulk up the stairs and across the catwalk. Okay. There has been a slight inconvenience. We must change plans a bit. He looks high above, the moon directly overhead. Almost midnight.
I have asked you all here today so that we might become friends in this new age of technology and culture. But there is a secondary purpose I wish to share with you all. The Church of Remembrance recently employed a group of adventurers to explore a nearby ruin and discovered something. An orb of immense power and great purpose. Some of the people in this very room wish that this artifact would be forgotten to time, never to be on Earth. This is something that cannot happen. One of the members in this group is someone from our very church. They have proven themselves an invaluable member of the Church of Remembrance, and we would like to raise them from the rank of priestess to the rank of exarch tonight. As a ceremony, she will unite two artifacts of great importance. One of them being the one recovered from the ruin, and one of our own belonging. As he finished his last sentence, the servants open the doors to the training station, and you see 4 men carrying a familiar polished golden cube. They set it down in the center of the cleared room, where you can see remnants from the fight that just happened. The High Diviner walks over to the cube and places both hands firmly on opposite corners. He speaks the phrase, "When once you needed security, we now need purity. Please find it within yourself, Oana, to forgive us for the ways of our past, and help all of us revealed in our time of need." His whole body starts to shake, and eventually he lets go. For a moment you think nothing will happen, but suddenly a golden piercing light erupts from every edge of the cube, as well as the image of a burning chalice on the top side of the cube. Please make a Constitution save.
It's happening! It's happening! Everybody run! Oh,
Wait,
shit.
can I?
Are you wearing your necklace?
She is.
You don't have to.
Okay.
So the DC is 12. So
Yeah,
Theta,
baby.
Theta.
you go unconscious for 1d6 plus 5 minutes.
Oh boy.
Purity, you bitch.
Well, Purity really doesn't like Theta.
Okay.
10 minutes. All right.
Oh my god.
So Jourdain looks up, along with Saurus and Desmond.
Jane ain't there. Where is he? Is he Frida?
Yes.
Called it.
People who fail the DC 12 con save go unconscious for 1d6 plus 5 minutes.
Take the time to fucking
see-
murder Desmond.
Like, actually?
I don't know. It's what I want in my heart.
Wait, what?
Just pull him back into the basement and kill him.
Sorry.
Yeah, continue.
You see in front of you, rising from what was once a golden cube with a depiction of a burning chalice on the top of it, dissipate, and a pale gold orb, very, very light, much paler than the one in Reva's possession, float up to eye level with Reva, beckoning her closer. Does Reva go closer?
Yeah?
As you go closer, you feel a radiating sense of healing, comfort from this. It begs you, forces you even, to unite your orb, which you had went back and retrieved in your time at the church. It speaks to your mind in intense feelings that it really, really wants you to put the other half right next to it.
Yeah, I mean, actually, can Reva just make a quick insight check just to make sure that this is indeed the real thing? It's not like a trick or something.
Make a Arcana or Religion check.
Okay. We'll go with that religion.
You think that this is Oana, face of purity, her upper soul, vulnerable and wanting for her lower soul.
Yeah, then we'll go orb in hand to put them together.
As you approach very cautiously the other half snaps into place, and what was once two divided, differently colored orbs now make one exactly golden. Transluminance is abounding upon the walls of the train station. Everyone sees this except for Theta. It dissipates into dust, golden and divine, and you see, made out of the ash and particles of golden, it's almost like a fluid, a face, a 3D face, almost, sort of like fog, but golden and particulate. It looks directly at you. It opens its eyes and you see a golden piercing light. What is your name, child?
Well, I speak, but she's thinking the name Reva Linder.
Reva. Tell me, where is Shaper?
None of your fucking business, Weather Boy.
I'm not quite sure. All I know is that one half of an orb, or one half of him, is with Theta.
When you speak the name Theta, you don't even have to point. It knows exactly where and what he is. looks directly at him.
In my cute little
in your cute little outfit and your failed Constitution save, please make a Wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
Alright.
Damn. Alright. It seems he will not allow me to see. Very well. I shall be in touch. And she shoots herself upwards into the stars, collapsing the glass ceiling above her. It rains down particles of broken glass all over the crowd. Not enough to do damage, but enough to know that this is an event that will go down in history.
Timeline!
That girl boss just shattered the glass ceiling.
The cube is gone. The retinue of knights have taken up arms and are very confused as to what just happened. All of the exarchs, save for Valia, Vidimir, and Dworgen, are looking at you, Reva. What is it that you have done, girl? Says Desmond. In your mind, by the way. Sorry, forgot to add that.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't say anything.
The room stagnates quietly for a few moments.
If Saris is like somewhere like with an eye glance.
Saris sees you and is just smiling ear to ear.
Yeah, just shoots him a glance.
He's proud. By the way, in the interim, the doors have opened, and when the box was carried through, all that want to have been allowed into the train station to see the divine miracle that has just happened. Wolfsbane, the 8-foot half-orc, is standing there, viewing what he can only describe as otherworldly. Everyone just shocked at the events that have transpired. The High Diviner wakes up. What has happened? What has happened? Reva! Tell me!
She fucked up.
You say that?
Sure.
Wow.
It's not a fuck up. This is exactly what Reva wanted.
Did you do your duty?
The orbs have been combined.
It is my proud honor to introduce each and every one of you to Exarch Reva Linvir. The Purity Bringer. Everyone, a round of applause for our newest Exarch. And Valia,
Set this one out.
Valia, now awake, she just like goes ham with the claps. She's just like, hell yeah. Saris is looking on you like a proud father. And Vidimir is clapping like normal. Everyone from the High Church seems to be very melancholy and kind of angry.
Make an insight check.
Yeah.
So she's like looking out.
What are you looking for specifically?
Just that like you said that they're like melancholy and somewhat angry, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
they look vengeful, maybe?
Make an insight check. Desmond specifically looks fucking angry as hell. Like, I wasn't expecting this. What the fuck?
Well, good.
Dworgen's just like,
Good.
huh. Well then. And then Frida is smiling. Dworgen says, Desmond, what the fuck is all this? Wolfsbane hears this, by the way. Saris says, can someone please wake up Valia? She seems to have been lacking the constitution for an event such as this.
Is Theta still asleep at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Do I see Theta asleep?
Alright.
Because I wasn't trailing too far behind him.
Wolfsbane, it has come to your attention that you now know where Desmond is. And that he seems pretty angry.
Apparently.
If you think that your character would do nothing, then you are welcome to do nothing.
Oh yeah, one, I don't really exactly know what's happening right now, and it doesn't seem like my character does either.
It
So I
seems
guess
as
I do
though
nothing.
it seems as though the church has awoken an ancient sleeping god.
Just another Tuesday, you know?
Just another Tuesday.
For us. Yeah.
It's a terribly reoccurring incident.
Talk to gods every other conversation.
Fucking
It
hanging
still
up on
doesn't seem
God.
like a very opportune time to approach Desmond.
It's probably true.
Probably.
And
so-
I don't have anything else to do at the moment at this
So-
gala.
With Saris saying this, Vidimir immediately just like goes towards Valia and like shakes her a bit. And then he casts a spell, you're not sure which one. And she awakes. And she's like, What? What has happened? What? Is everything okay? What? Why is everyone looking at me? Why is everyone looking at her? What? Oh. I understand. Okay, alright, excuse me, Segric. Could you step aside? Thank you. And she goes up to the podium, and she says, there has been a slight change of plans for the next two duels. The new duels will now be myself. Actually, wait, no. Hold on, 1 second. And she seems to be a little bit more sober now that she has been woken up in such a way. And she pulls out a parchment. She opens it and she reads it. The new duels will be Exarch Desmond and Exarch Frida and Exarch Dworgen and Diviner Saris. Thank you. The duels will commence in just a moment. Thank you. I'm sorry. I don't know. What do I do? And she walks away. Does anyone do anything?
Sorry.
Take a fat nap, I guess.
By this time, Theta, you awake.
Ah,
Zeta, over you.
Rosetta!
Rosetta.
I dreamed of killing Desmond.
Were you successful in your dream?
Oh, yeah. In my dreams, I'm always killing all the people I hate.
Well, I hope I'm never in any of your dreams then.
Oh, don't worry, Rosetta. I believe the purity's out now. Where is she? She just leave?
She shot herself, man.
Holy shit, that's metal as fuck.
No! No! No, that's not
Ow.
what happened! No!
What was the look on Desmond's face when it happened?
I ruined it!
Cannon.
Fuck!
What was the look on Desmond's face when it happened?
You could probably view it right now. And then I'll point over to Desmond, who is fucking...
Ah!
Desmond's
What?
so fucking pissed.
What happens next?
I don't know, but there's quite a few people that are pissed. Some people are enlightened. And this is turning into a very interesting evening.
Alright.
And
So I
during
suppose I
this
should...
interim of conversation, Frida approaches the battle arena in the center. By the
How far
way,
away is she from me?
25 feet?
Have I heard at this point that Frida and Desmond are gonna fight, or can I just see it with my eyes?
You can probably
Frida
see them
and-
squaring up. Desmond is currently taking the side of the altar.
Alright.
Slash pulpit, slash, podium type thing.
I've already made the guess that Frida's probably like a changeling of some sort.
Maybe.
Bradane.
I'm gonna mentally project into Frida's mind, cause what's the worst that could happen if I do this? And I'm just gonna say, kill him or he's gonna kill you. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let's see if this happens.
Do you think that
Let's see
your
if
voice
this-
would be recognizable to him since you have recently had
He's
a
heard it
conversation?
a couple times.
Okay.
We've had extensive conversations. It's more than likely he can recognize it.
Okay. He looks towards you, or she looks towards you, and she nods.
All right.
Desmond says, "Could I have a short combat song? I don't think that this will last long." Bring it on, old lady.
So while this is going on, she's is going to just sort of walk around, make sure everything's still all good.
The knight comes back and tells you that everything is just fine. No one outside, seems different than they should be, peasant-wise. Normal outside stuff. And so, the fight begins. Let's see who goes first. Okay. So it seems as though Frida has rolled a 4 for her initiative.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Now let's see what Desmond
Into
rolls.
a Tyrannosaurus Rex and eats Frida.
Wow.
Desmond rolls a 19.
Oh boy.
Immediately, he says, "You have no idea what you are doing, do you?" And he shoots something. He shoots Entangle at his feet. And I believe that's a saving throw, right?
Yeah.
It's the already saving throw, I believe.
Yeah. So his proficiency would be 2, I think, or 3. No, wait. God, these fucking character sheets are so incomplete. He gets a 10, I believe. No, it'd be 13. Yeah. He gets a 13, which is lower than the spell save, which is quite high. He is entangled during his turn. She doesn't do anything during her turn, other than casting a small spell known as lightning bolt. And so she does... How much damage does lightning bolt do? Who knows?
Lightning bolt!
So much.
Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt! I love that video.
Yeah.
It's my
Level
favorite
3
spell.
spell.
Bolt the bird! Bolt the bird!
So behind them, 8d8 or 8d6 damn for failed
Yeah.
save. The save is the spell save, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or like Dex for spell save DC.
Yep, yep.
Yep.
Yes.
So it does 29 damage. You hear a as the lightning bolt
damage.
strikes through Desmond, and he staggers back a bit. And you're kind of surprised. He doesn't really react that much, other than saying, "Everyone will see what you truly are in time." And he casts Moonbeam.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Desmond,
And
you got this.
ahead of you. Wait, he gets a
page straight out
charisma
of
check,
Raven's
right?
book.
Yeah, wisdom check and disadvantage if you are a shape changer.
Okay.
Page straight out of Raven's book.
In advantage.
Oh, why'd I click that? My bad.
Whiz.
I was just looking at my spell book.
Disadvantage, so he gets a 6. Ahead of you, using the moonbeam, you see a pale white, about 5 feet 5 inches, long-haired with like a slightly green tinge, and piercing red eyes. A sight that's somewhat familiar to Jin. You see a fellow changeling.
And this is what I can believe to be Jourdain, who was Frida.
You believe that it was Frida who was a changeling, or a changeling that was supposed to have been Frida, and the only person that really knew that Frida was dead, that you know of, was Jourdain.
So, wait,
ahead of you, you see the pale and ghastly visage of a changeling.
so this is not Jourdain? I'm confused.
You've never seen him,
I've never seen who this is.
right?
But I know I killed the real Frida, so...
So you think?
And I know... So I think. Okay.
You think you've killed the real Frida? She was dead when you saw her last.
And... Okay.
And so ahead of you, ahead of everyone, is this pale, ghastly figure. Everyone just gasps. And suddenly, they look around and they make a hissing sound, sort of like a cat.
What the heck?
You should not have seen me like this! And they teleport away. And now he has to roll a D100.
Well, you're not gonna keep fighting?
Uh-oh.
Fucked up.
So the crowd lets out a disappointed sound, and Desmond says, "It appears that Frida is not what she says she was. Anyway, I believe that is the next duel. And if you were to make an insight check, it would be pretty low DC to realize that Desmond is not surprised by this outcome. And everyone else kind of is, but not really. All the other exarchs, at the very least. The commoners, the tailors, and yeah, all of you probably, in some capacity or another, are somewhat shocked at the sight they have just seen. Jin, this is a cold reminder of how frail your personal identity truly is when amongst the spellcasting variety. And so there is a bit of a lull between the combats. Everyone expects the next duel to go off without a hinge, and Exarch Dworgen and Diviner Saurus approach the square. And Valia, sitting there, says, Are we really just gonna ignore that? That was Exarch Frida! What? Why is no one surprised?
Don't be fucking racist.
What? Anyway, and then they fight, and instead of rolling separate things, because this is a pretty severe fight, I'm just gonna roll a d20, and whoever gets higher wins.
Okay. Okay, I was gonna say, like, if they were actually doing the fight, Rava would have done the whole blessing thing, vigilant blessing thing, on Saurus.
Mm-hmm. How much do you think your blessing's worth?
I mean, it gives him advantage on initiative checks.
+1.
Okay, so in a rampant battle of the most mismatched skill sets you've ever seen, Diviner Saurus scales up for a fight, and he prepares to fight the Exarch Dworgen. He comes out with a burning passion for his craft of war, and he gets Diviner Saurus to within an inch of his life, but is struck down when, in a stunning turn of events, he kills Exarch Dworgen. Or at least, at the very least, knocks him very unconscious.
Kills.
He reaches out and touches his forearm, and you see a necrotic black plague wreak havoc across all of Dworgen's body. He lies there, within an inch of death. Saurus, nearly just as dead.
I would
Yes, I'm sorry, go ahead.
slide up to Theta right beside him and go, it seems they all do that.
Yes, can Rava guess that what Saurus did was a necrotic, or was inflict wounds?
Yes.
Okay.
And that seems to be the end of the duels. Seeing this, Valia goes to the front of the room and says, That will be the end of the duels for the night. This has been a very stressful night. The night will end with some dancing, I would imagine. And the one band member nods their head. And some frivolity, I guess. I'm never coming to one of these things again. And she heads out of the door, and the band starts to play again. They start to play the last songs of the evening.
Yeah, Rava will go help out like Dworgen and Saurus with some healing or whatever. Using, it's gonna take a bit, but pulling them aside, she'll use Prayer of Healing, so it heals them 2d8 plus her spellcasting ability modifier.
Okay.
Yeah, she's still got clerical duties.
Yeah. Saurus looks at you, thankfully. Dworgen looks infuriated. The fact that anyone would be able to best him in combat. And Saurus turns to him and says, No hard feelings, friend. You did well. I hope we can fight again sometime. Maybe alongside each other. And Dworgen just goes, You'd wish. And they both get up, and Saurus goes to you and says, Congratulations, I wasn't able to say this much, but I think I see you as more of an equal now. Not like I thought of myself better than you before, but don't worry about it. It's nothing. Forget I said anything. Post-fight antics and such.
Just nods.
All right.
She'll just like head out amongst the crowd. Just
Cool. So after the fights, there is quite a lot of music, quite a lot of dancing still, into the wee hours of the morning. During one of these dances, someone approaches you, Jin.
Okay.
It's an elf.
Do I recognize them?
They have white shoulder-length hair, gray eyes, and an athletic build. They are dressed like elven royalty.
Okay.
Are you the person who fought in the first duel?
I am indeed the wonderful loser. How may I be of your acquaintance?
Oh, it was quite the performance, really. Don't kid yourself. Everyone has a bad day, every now and then.
Oh, don't worry. If I wanted to beat her, I could.
Oh, I am sure. Anyway, I saw you fighting and I just couldn't help myself but ask, are you single?
No.
That's the fucking.
Yes.
just charges in.
Oh my.
Excuse me, Lucian. You dare cheat on your dearest Theta?
No, we're off. We're having our own conversation. I guess talking about.
So she looks at you. She's like a whole head taller than you. She looks down on you and she says, maybe we can find somewhere more private.
I would love to roll an insight because she's using my tactics. She's gonna go and kill me. What?
Of course.
Sure. Roll an insight.
Lucian thinks that
Roll that
flirting is trying to kill him.
Wait, I'm adding my very last psionic die to that.
She seems to
23.
really want to get you private and away from the group. She seems to. You can't really determine whether or not there are ulterior motives to this.
With a 23?
With a 23.
23.
You take it as girlish priority mixing. Maybe with a bit of added horniness from the events of the Divine of the Night and all of the fighting and... Yeah.
Yes, the femoid mind.
So how many hours has it been since I created that psychic link?
That was at the beginning of the session, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
It would have been roughly 3 hours.
So when I make it, I'm supposed to roll a psionic energy die to see how many hours it lasts. I didn't roll it for this.
Okay, go ahead. 4.
So I can still telepathically talk with Theta.
Sure.
For another hour.
I'll say to him, if I don't contact you in 15 minutes, find me.
Oh, for God's sakes, what are you getting yourself into now?
It just needs relaxation. Calm down.
We're
She
going to
looks at you
have
with baleful blue eyes, and she says, "Come along then."
And I'll go.
We're gonna have to have a talk about your priorities.
Very well. And she leads you out of the train station and into one of the nearby houses.
I will be right back.
I am still into one of the nearby houses. Oh my god. I am still within a mile of the train station,
Yeah. It's like
so I can.
a couple hundred
Okay.
feet away.
Okay, let's keep going.
So she opens the door, and you're ushered into a beautiful little homely abode. There's a small table and a bed in the left corner of the room. Here we are.
Make a perception. Anything seem off?
Mon ami Amalda. This is the home of me, Amalda.
Molda.
Yes. You make a perception check, you said?
Yeah, I want to see if there's anything off about this place.
Sure.
I don't know. 11.
What do you mean by off?
Well, personally, I have strong feelings that there's some ulterior motive. So I wanted to see if I looked around, if anything looked like it could be set up in a way to where I would be ambushed or killed or attacked or something.
This house looks very normal.
Okay.
Like, you've been in houses like this before. It's nothing, serial killer or anything crazy like that.
Okay.
So
Let me do anything.
She takes a seat. She's like, "How about you have a seat?"
I will, and I'll say, are you with the house?
I don't know what you mean.
Can I roll an insight on that shit?
Yes.
She really not know what I mean. 14.
Yes, I'm afraid I do not know what you mean.
26.
The house? I mean, this is a house, if that's what you're asking. I'm afraid I don't know.
Forget I asked it.
Anyway, would you consider yourself an expert in anything?
In a few things, I guess. Yes.
Oh. Well, I guess we'll see. And all of a sudden, a bag is slipped over your head.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I'm gonna telepathically say to Theta, as fast as I can, I went inside the train. I'm in the house. There's a bag over my head. Oh god.
Oh my god! And I look over at Rosetta. I'm like, Lucian just got himself fucking kidnapped.
During this time, the bag slips over your head, and Amalda says, "Asper, go easy on him. He's a first-timer. Welcome to the house, undying friend." And then you go unconscious for 1d4 hours.
My Lucian. Okay.
We didn't pick up most of that.
I wanted.
out.
Okay. I wanted to cut off my rescue mission, but I guess I can't. I'm unconscious.
Well, you have like a spare moment, maybe.
If I heard the house undying, I would say, I take it back. Leave me here.
Okay, that's quick enough. I think that's fine.
Fuck, I am.
All right, roll a d4, please.
Okay. Oh my god, man! I
I
knew
turn
it.
to Theta and I'm like, is it a kidnapping if he willfully left with them?
Kidnapping if you put a bag over their head. Either which way, I'm not letting him get out of a fucking scolding because he gets kidnapped by some tall elf.
I will allow one perception check, please, Jin.
Oh, okay. The whore.
Hmm.
I can't roll.
The
Ever.
man who is putting the bag over your head smells oddly of spice. You can't quite place it.
Oh, okay.
It's a very distinct smell.
Jin doesn't know what you're talking about, but I do.
Yes. And I believe that's where we end the session.
Oh, hey, what do you know?
And now we go over who did their goals.
Not me.
I think Rava actually did all our goals this time.
I think that's the only time I didn't really get to work on.
It was a bit of an
goal one.
introduction session for our homie Wolf. Sorry about that.
Hola.
I hope it was
It's all
entertaining at the least.
For
Was
the
it-
parts that I was...
Was it
that I
entertaining
was
at the very least?
there, yes. But I did space out for a second there.
Sorry. I think you did find some of your stuff. Yeah, you did. You did get at least one of your goals done, so there's that.
I got half of one of my goals.
All right. So, Rava, goals. I believe your first one is complete.
Yeah. Took me a bit to get there, but it's there.
Almost. Yeah, you almost didn't get it. I was kind of worried. 1 second, I gotta load up the cool stuff.
The cool stuff.
So how did everyone enjoy the session?
It was good.
I love the way it ended.
I figured you would.
Fuck. Are you with the house?
I knew she was. I was like, oh my goodness.
You're 4th level? Rava?
Yeah.
Rava, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, 4th level.
Everyone is except for Rosetta.
Cool. Gotta get
But we combine the orbs. That's a quest, guys.
That is a quest.
Oh.
And we found out why they don't have a high diviner.
Did they? Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't have to
like
hide 'em.
blatantly asked. I was like, "Yo, man, fucking, you had a hand in it, didn't you?" And he was like,
Desmond.
"I
kinda
did it all,
fucking,
man."
Desmond spirited them away, as far as we understand it.
That's how he got rid of Olimar Siegfried, but they also currently don't have a high diviner because they were wanting to, like, they have to find an actual Exarch or whatever, but nobody's come up. You know?
I think-
You gave us the whole spiel.
So while there is more to that story, I'll say that you finished it.
Okay.
I'm just typing out goals, so I'm not like thinking on the fly.
The follow-up quest would be motherfucking kill Desmond for funsies.
Man, I want to kill Desmond.
Yep, and
Why?
Rava has no idea what's going on.
Listen.
I'm gonna let Rava in. I'm gonna get Rava to help us kill
Oh
Desmond.
yes. Don't worry,
This-
our interests align now, Rava.
This is something we all agree on now.
No.
Lucian has gone through Jin has gone through a lot of change this session.
I guess you could say that they're a changeling.
Ah!
Wow.
Get out.
Okay.
Would you say that Lucian didn't die during the gala?
I would say Lucian did not die during the gala, yes.
I did not die.
Would you
I
consider that an
specifically
easy
meant-
or a medium goal?
Well, Lucian's been making it real fucking hard for me, I'd say that much.
He keeps trying to get himself into trouble, man.
And I'm just like, oh my god.
Hmm.
What the fuck do you mean you're gonna go with this lady? Oh, okay. Fucking dumbass.
Lucian knows that he's been specifically waiting for somebody to find and pull him away.
Well, yeah,
You
but
got-
what about my feelings?
Well, we got time, bro. You just gotta wait it out.
Oh, bro, me. So Lucian's not dead. I did dance with him, and this is the only session where I really didn't get to work on the location of Void Hope Citadel. I talked about it with Lucian, but really all I need to do now is like pray to Natalia and like fall asleep and wake up in her funny little dream space.
That is true.
So I kind of need the night to end, really.
Holy moly, Lucian, you worked on none of your goals.
I can't really. I mean, I chose not to be able to work on one when I made
You
it.
could have
my third goal.
fireballed.
Yeah, I specifically can't do that one very much. I could have, but it would have hurt a lot of people. The first... Oh, wow, yeah, I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
what the fuck? You just forget?
I can't do this stuff here. I mean, I did ask about the Shaper Orb, and then we had to talk to Natalia, which I'm still waiting on that guy to do because he told me not to talk to her.
Okay. I think I realize... Okay, so you guys didn't find out where Alamar Segford is. You found out some of the information towards it, but you don't get working towards XP for quests.
Yeah.
Everyone combined Purity's orbs, so that's good.
That was a
It's being
deadly
outworked.
quest.
I do
If
quite
only.
wonder what would have happened, because I'm assuming that what Theta succeeded to save against like the wisdom save, whatever for purity.
Yeah.
I do wonder what would have happened.
If she had taken the Shaper Orb, I think I would have lost my fucking mind. I think I would have gone on a goddamn rampage.
All right. So, Reva, your first goal was complete. It was a hard goal. Should I read it for the audience?
Sure, go ahead.
Attend the
All
church's
goals-
gala. While at the gala, try to have Cyrilla see reason that everything she believed in seemed to be a lie. Otherwise, take her to speak to Saris and High Diviner Segrig Oswin about enlightening her about the Revealed. From then on, she is allowed to choose, unless directed. Reva will not interfere with her choice. And that was worth 1125. Become an exarch of the Revealed. 1125. I would have said it was medium, but there were people who failed rolls that were opposed to the uniting of the orbs, and that is somewhat tied together.
Okay, so it's also 11?
That's also 1125 because they're both hard goals.
Okay.
Take a moment. This is complete as well. Take a moment in Cyrilla's. Take a moment with Cyrilla in Reva's quarters to speak about what her beliefs are now that her high priest is dead. See whether those beliefs are that of the high churches, and check to see if she believes anything that aligns with the teachings, or with their teachings. You did finish that. It wasn't that much of a challenge, so it's only worth 375.
Okay.
Theta, you did not work on finding the location of Void Hope Citadel.
Oh.
You did, however, dance with Lucian, which was a medium goal. And you also made sure that Lucian didn't die during the gala. So both of those are worth 750.
Alright.
Rosetta, you had one private goal you didn't work towards, and then you'd learned more about the Void, surprisingly. You learned that the engines in the trains are called Void Spheres. You don't know why, but you do know that it has the word void in it, and so that's an easy goal. A consolation prize at the very least.
Alrighty.
If you want that to be a repeating goal, that's fine. That's worth 375, and then there's a third private goal that you didn't work on.
I'm at level 5, eh?
Oh,
Mhm.
right, you're level 5. My bad. So that would be 250 times 3. Holy shit. Yeah, 750 XP.
Or an easy goal. Nice.
Fucking mosquito.
Alright, and Lucian. You didn't work on your first goal.
Or
Your
my second or my third.
Your second goal you worked on.
Okay, yes.
You didn't find where it was located, but you know now that Theta knows, and you also know that you have to pray to Natalia.
Okay.
So you didn't figure out where to find it, but you did get 200 XP for working towards the second goal.
Okay.
Sorry if that was supposed to be private, but pretty public.
No.
Pretty public now.
Yeah, I pretty
Fireball,
much said it myself, so.
or whatever. You didn't really do anything with that.
No.
Wolf. You work towards getting better armor by befriending the tailor and going with him to the gala. You got into the gala, which was a medium goal worth 750, and you didn't get any information or, any sort of contact towards your third goal. So that's a 750 plus 200, so you got 950 XP for that one.
Okay.
And everyone gets 500 XP for combining the purity orbs. It was an easy goal because it was so guided, it was so guided from the church that there were a lot, so an individual goal about uniting the orbs would be difficult, but a quest where everyone is joint, working towards it is only an easy goal, but it's still times 4. So you get 500 from that. And then I'll have to check the tape, but I'm pretty sure you guys finished the third one, which was find out why there isn't a new High Diviner yet. From Tolowin. You didn't tell him yet, but
No.
I think it's fair as long as you follow up next session with Tolowin that you completed that. So that's worth 1,000.
Would Reva get any part of the EXP? Because that quest was also
Yeah, both of those.
Yeah,
both
that
of
was
those
all
were,
of us.
Both of those were all players.
Okay, because I wasn't sure because she didn't really have a whole part in it, but okay.
Yep.
And that XP doesn't change whether you're level 5 or level 4?
Quest XP is averaged amongst the party, so it's 4.25 because you're the only level 5 currently. And when the quest was given, you're also the only level 5, so...
Roner's leveled up to level 5, unless Wolfsbane didn't.
Well, no, I mean,
no.
the session.
And I'm not adding any XP from those quests.
No, you can. I think. Just to keep you in
I wasn't
track.
part of the quest,
Just to
though.
keep you in track with everyone else, so you
Okay,
don't
how
fall
much
too
was it
far
then?
behind. 15.
500 and then 1,000, so 1,500.
Okay.
Just to keep you relatively in line with where everyone else is. I know falling behind can be a problem with this system. And being
Need how
on the
much
entire
XP?
level is low.
1,600 to level up?
I'm not sure.
To level up to level 6, you need 1,400.
Okay, only like 3,675 to go.
I almost didn't level up to level 5.
Okay, I got
And then,
to level 5.
Yeah, everyone should be level 5 now. Right?
Yeah.
And now the true adventure begins. Where will Jin end up after his 3 hours of unconsciousness? Where will the party be taken next? Find out on the next episode of Secrets of
Dragon Ball
Ebbon.
Z.
I'm scared to roll my hit dice because I've gotten max so far.
Get him on.
I've gotten max except for one where I got one below max.